Welcome, everyone. As you can see, nothing has changed. This is a totally normal day. The most normal, you might even say. Literally nothing of note has happened. I don't know why you'd even suggest that. Yeah. We are gonna see if we can do anything. We're gonna see if we can do this. It's gonna be a tough one. Hidden underneath my totally not suspicious gown from the hospital that I got just for fun. They said I was the best little guy, so I won a hospital gown. It just sure is unlucky that the most StarCraft 2 action-packed time of the year, in maybe the whole year, happens to fall during a, well, an event. An event. An event of perhaps less than ideal. That's okay. Give the people what they want, a little bit of skin, you know? Fiance fast offering to pull up the gown, but that's not what we're here for. All right, RTS. Maestros. Oh, that's all caps. Maestros of the game. I'm pretty confident I won't be able to observe super well, so fortunately there's going to be lots of people we can follow. Oh, man. Chat, am I crazy? You sound like you're on painkillers? What? You sound like you're on painkillers. Yes, I am on painkillers. Yeah. A lot of painkillers. A lot of painkillers. It's only 3 best of 5s. That's nothing, you know? What is that? And it's a Serral series. We got no choice, you know? We got no choice. The gown does seem to be slipping off a little bit on the left side, but that's fine. Nah. I was able to adjust. Welcome, Poriforion, by the way. Psycons. Cheers, big ears. That's me. Known for my gigantic ears. That's why I hide them behind the world's largest headset. Welcome, CJ, Sipship. Thank you for the follow. Legate LLX. Legate. Potato Wizard. Rip One Zerg ladder game. Yes, we will not be able to play. I will say that for a while. It's our new cyborg caster, man. Wait until you see. I actually do have metal inside of me now. I am a little bit, yeah. Let's just say I'm much more vulnerable to Magneto than I was before. You know, before he couldn't do anything to me, but now that I have a tiny piece of metal around in my arm, yeah, that's going to be the big problem. Welcome, Bane Supper, more thunder. Can't spell, that's me too. Rogue about to show Serral who the real goat is. Ooh. You're officially a cyborg already? We sure are. We sure as heck are. Okay, so... Oh, got incognito mode in the hat today. Yeah, hair's a little messy. Hair's a little messy. I'm going to run another couple minutes of ads. We'll keep an eye on YouTube chat as well. Make sure there's no one, you know, just shacked in a fool. There was somebody shacked in a fool the other day. How's the hand? Balls of steel. Welcome back. Thank you, Unicorn Fun Times. Zerg Burger, good to see you. How's that pronounced? Ravanadius? Ravaniatis? Balls of Tear? Valid question. Yeah, we got a little plate in my hand right now. Oh, God. We got to get in the game. Okay, we're good. Oh. It's gonna be a tough day. It's gonna be a tough day. We're gonna see what we can do. I think it'd be awesome if he did wear sunglasses. Terminator from Timu. All the best for full recovery. Hopefully. How much time for total recovery? 6 weeks is what it sounds like. It sounds like I'll get a fiberglass cast in 2 weeks. They are going to remove the metal plate. So the surgeon was so freaking good. He was like really on top of it. How much Vespine did the micro boosting hand plate upgrade cost? Well, fortunately, living in Canada, it's pretty much all covered. So I'm sure I'll be explaining this a lot, but does it hurt or have any itchiness? Itchiness, not so much. They put a nerve blocker here, and it was really funny while they were doing it. They were like, oh, yeah, like. I don't even know what they were referring to, but they were like, yeah, like your shoulder looks really nice. Like, yeah. You know how some people are nerds about anything? Like, they were definitely nerds about... Also, it seems like the camera links are just not going to work. Use this link for camera. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll turn those off. Man, I have already forgotten like 3 trains of thought today. Oh boy, is it ever going to be a day. I'll be in game in just a moment, and then you can... Perhaps. All right, we're going to use Funka today. Funka, don't steer me wrong. See what we see. Holy. This is what happens to Protoss on the PTR. All right. There it is. Oh, look at this. That's a 13 pool, isn't it? 13 pool. We don't really see this. Spawning down on the bottom left, it is the trickster god himself, Rogue. We've seen 12 pools. We see 14 pools. We do not see 13 pools. It's going to be really interesting. Serral, of course, he is... This is Rogue's... You know, this is how Rogue gets this done. If it goes to a late game on even footing, can Rogue beat Serral? Theoretically, yes. Can he beat Serral in the mid game? Absolutely yes as well. But the later the game goes, the more likely Serral is to be able to handle whatever shenanigans comes his way. Now, this is really interesting and a good way to kind of throw his opponent off just a little bit. Because this might look like a 13-12 initially from the timing. But also, well, I think he's going to sneak the Lings out, actually. I think that's the play. But if you're going to do that, just do a 14 pool, no? Okay, I'm curious. Serral will see the hatch timing quickly. Are we really just following an Overlord? Hello? Did I miss something? Maybe we just go with Indy. Funka's got a lot on his plate. We're going to go with Indy. All right. I don't know how much damage this needs to get done, but it feels like a lot. I think this is going to turn into a third hatch. I feel like you want at least 2 or 3 drones. 13 pool is pretty committed. He will get... Oh, gets 1 to start. Second one in the natural. Could get a third. Oh, if he gets it on the ramp on creep, that would be amazing. But he won't. It actually escapes. There was a small moment where 4 lings could have maybe attacked that. Maybe secured the kill. This is so uncommon, by the way, to have this pool placement. Players don't usually go for this anymore, but that is a really, really good position on the pool. 2 drones. Oh, very nice cleanup from Serral. Okay. I'm surprised we don't have a third hatch on the wall here from Rogue. He is really late on the ling speed timing. If Serral goes for some ling bane aggression and a third base, this is going to be pretty challenging for Rogue to deal with. But that's kind of an assumption that your opponent doesn't go for something like that. I like how this defense went for Serral, but only if he finds something. Okay, he's going to go for a ling flood. He's not building a baneling nest. Would love to see what he's got for mining in the main. 1 on gas. Okay. So this is going to force a pretty big response. This feels like a fake wall from Rogue. And by fake wall, I mean, I think he's going for a ling flood himself behind it. He's on 35 drones. That's a lot. This is going to be really, really interesting. A lot of lings coming. Rogue is battening down the hatches. He's building a layer, though. Serral's got a lot of surface area on this roach one. I think he can take it down. And if you can't build roaches, I mean, you can build lings. This could go into mutas still from Rogue. Ooh, no cancel. That is pretty expensive. He rebuilds that roach warren. Creep tumor is actually kind of body blocking a little bit at the moment, but yeah, this feels like it's going to go into mutas out of Rogue. I could be wrong. Nope. It's trust your gut. How do you feel? Taking stuff for pain inflammation? Yes, I am. Oh, there's a lot of surface area on that queen. This wall rebuild was not it. That one queen taking so much damage, but so many lings. They trapped the lings of Serral. Oh, that's a huge move. Huge, 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 huge move. Rogue is going... Is he going to go mutas into this? He doesn't have the drone count yet. Serral's in a lot of trouble. I think Rogue has recognized correctly that with that trap, he is now going to be able to pump lings and kill the third. Serral can't match him. It will be a Spire behind this, but make no mistake, this wants to find a lot. And funnily enough, just the lings he had were enough. Rogue could have stopped building lings a while ago and been even more ahead from this. As it is, oh, that one queen was on creep, but got a transfuse. This might be a good fight for Serral. It's still just enough lings for Rogue. It's just enough lings to keep pushing. Serral is super late on the layer, and Rogue has successfully made game 1 a chaos fustercluck. Huge advantage to Rogue now. Way ahead in +1 missile. Way ahead in tech. Serral, if he try... Oh, man. I think he's cooked. I think Rogue's got him. I do not see a world in which Serral comes back here. I just don't see it happening. Rogue. Oh, okay. Carapace instead of melee is... Or instead of missile is much, much better. If he plays upgraded lings, there is a much better chance for Serral. He's going to build a Dropper Lord? I mean, if he can distract Rogue and Rogue doesn't respond... Rogue, you can see right there, really nice split. He knows ling run-bys are really his only fear, and that is really the only weakness of Immunosal. But with +1 melee, his lings are so much stronger. Rogue is hunting for this, but he actually is going to miss it. Oh, this is huge for Serral, potentially. He needs to do this. He needs to go in with this at a timing where Rogue's attention is occupied. Oh, running in right now is not it. Even if he kills 5 drones, that's not even close to enough. But Rogue is... Yeah, Rogue's going to deal with this, no problem. 3 drones, that's kind of nice. That's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it in the slides. He actually saves the lings, which is so sick. It is going to be Queens caught kind of out in the open, even without the lings supporting. Yeah, this is completely over. It is Jover. Serral, if he completed 1-1, he doesn't even have the ling numbers, does he? Wow. Oh, wow. He's got 57 lings. Okay. Now, Rogue's going to get out enough. There's no way. There it is. GG. Well done by Rogue. And that is the way. That is the way that you take down Serral. You have got to be unpredictable. You got to be in his head. And you got to be hitting him in ways he's not expecting. Serral got surrounded in the natural. He was not expecting a ling surround on his lings, and that just shifted the tempo way too far on the side of Rogue. Oh, Rogue doing everything he can to get me back to bed. I do need some water, I think. My water is on the side there. Oh. Very well done right there by Rogu. There is a small chance. This is like the worst bracket Serral could have gotten, I feel like, by the way. This is the worst bracket I think he could have gotten. Buster Clot? Is that what I said? Hey, thank you, Hangadang, for the Prime resub at 5 months. Oh. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Stream from the hospital. It seems like it, doesn't it? No, this is yes, it was a softball accident. They don't allow sliding in this league, which I have some things to say about that. They're like, yeah, we're trying to protect the players. But what it does is instead of breaking your momentum trying to get to another base, you have to run full speed and then suddenly stop on a close play. And I sure did that. I sure suddenly stopped. But in a way that I wish I hadn't, because I came down like a pendulum, kind of rocketed myself into the ground. Fortunately, my hands did break the fall, because otherwise it was my face. But game 2. I'll make a command at some point for chat. All right, here we go. It's Rogue. In the blue. Yeah, flawless intro. And his opponent might be a little bit thrown off after that. It is Basilisk Serral. In the red. I wonder if Rogue's trying to force Serral to open up like 15 hatch every game. I think the 13 pool was not... like, I don't think it did a crazy amount of damage. We can build him better. We have the technology. Serral can bleed. He sure can. Control, Shift, O. We're going to look for... oh. Wait, where is Indy? Control 6. Okay. So it's between Control 6... wait, hello? Maybe we'll stick with Funko for now. A little more chill. Should have sacrificed your face. This way you can still play StarCraft. Meanwhile, it's just me. Absolutely destroyed. The force that they... So what they call it... Hey, thank you a bunch of dog-wearing shades for the 100 biddies. Appreciate it. What they call it is a die punch fracture. Which means that... So if you've ever worked at a... Like a tool and die machine. So basically, it's something that is like... Oh, look at that. Bunch of sheep. Sheep? Question mark? Ba-ram you. If you've ever worked at like a machine shop, that's the stuff that they use to punch through steel. That's the stuff that they use to punch through steel. So, yeah. That's the force with which it hit my, like, the bone, basically. Much more standard game number 2. Needless to say. Oh. Rogue. Hello? We've got... Okay. Dang it. Oh, gosh, golly gee. Oh, boy, I sure can't micro. Oh, geez, Rick. What do we have for gases? We've got both players getting a Roach Warren. Faster layer from Rogue. A couple more drones from Serral so far, but that's the ebb and flow of ZBZ, assuming they both are building units. Serral did get away with not building a Baneling, and with also building one less set of Lings, so he comes out slightly ahead there. I mean, that's quite nice. Not building the Bane is really the biggest difference, but... It will come down to informational advantages. I do believe a Ling on the other side just got blocked trying to get in. Who can I rely on here? Should we use Roddy? Let's try out Lambo. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's jump. Okay. He's a little jumpy. Little jumpy. Inu? We do need a Zerg expert. Oh, Rogue wants to go Mutas again. +1 melee. There's the Spire. There is the Spire. Did Serral see enough here? Oh. I think Inu was checking the vision, but... Oh my god. This is a nightmare. I'm just going to assume Serral saw what he saw there. Good dodge on the Banelings. Didn't get the drones. Okay, we've got a Nidus Worm. It's going to be a punish. He knows. Serral knows, but is this Nidus Worm in time? Mutas do get out faster. Remember that. +1 missile. Roach speed will be completing kind of at the end. Is he going to try and overpower this with queens? The answer seems to be no. Only 3 queens. This... So, Serral knows that Rogue loves the Mutalisk. But if you can't get the Nidus Worm up, there is a bit of a blind spot in the middle. If you can't get the Nidus Worm up, it's going to be hard. There is a huge blind spot in the main base. Oh, can you get in there? Roaches are going to be crossing the map. 10 Mutas is a lot. Make no mistake, this has to pretty much win the game. Pretty much has to win the game. But there is a lot of potential for it to do so. The problem is, eventually, the Mutas will clear up everything. +1 missile finishing up at basically the same moment as +1 melee is very good. This is going to be a multi-prong setup. Drones popping out. Serral is very committed to this. But Rogue was so greedy. And I think Serral's gotten the punish. 18 drones already falling. He's already tied up the worker count. Nidus Worms in multiple locations. Layer is going to fall. But once again, you almost have to win the game with this or get so much damage that you functionally have. I think he has, though. These 4 spores are going to complete They're going to start hitting the crap out of some of the Overlords. A couple of them do go down. Obviously, that's not going to supply block Rogue. He's already lost so much supply and so much stuff. Those of you watching at home, like me, struggle against mutas. Just play like Serral. Just play like Serral. We've got a couple of spines trying to set up. Serral... Okay, Rogue's just going to tap out. Rogue's just going to tap out. He can't get it done. I was going to say, if those spines get up in the natural, it gets a little bit precarious. Serral showing Rogue, you can't just go mutas, my guy. I will punch you right in Steadfast's wrist. I will absolutely wreck you, my dude. Payback cheese, 100%. 100%. Already a very action-packed couple of games. We are sensitive. Welcome, Voltic. Oh, we got a hype train. How did a hype train start? But yeah, it's the force that like went into my hand basically was like really big. Like it was super, super strong. Rogue, of course, did not properly prepare for that. He droned crazy fast. He droned crazy fast, crazy hard. Clem versus Lambo was just so depressing. It made me see why he hates playing Clem. I mean, Clem is... He's a monster, man. He is an absolute monster of a player. And so hard to go up against. Map is going to be Sanctuary 3. Playing for Clem to beat Maru? Yeah. That's crazy to say you would rather go up against Maru. Like, that's how crazy it is. That's not the way. Close enough. Close enough, Sin Sorrow. We get the gist of it. I heard Roddy gassing me up, yeah. Well, I think Miro, I think Clem is the best ZVT player in the world. He is the hardest skill check. Which is to say, if you can't keep up with him, you will lose every single time in ZVT. Because you can't really pull the wool over someone's eye. If they know that you're going to cheese, they'll just 3CC 2-1-1 you every game. They'll scout with the Reaper. And you will just have nothing you can do. At least if they're at Clem's level. You know? Not unless you're at a certain skill level. Yeah, and that skill level is like Rogue or better. Yeah, it's just crazy. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top right. It is Basilisk Serral. Evening the series very quickly with a very well executed Roach Nidus. Really fooled and bamboozled Rogue. And spawning down in the bottom left. He won't get the free victory in this series that I think he was hoping for. It is Rogue. In the blue. I love that both players kind of made a statement game to start this off. Rogue with like, I'm going to cheese you a little bit nasty and really throw you off and then trap you in the natural. And then Serral's like, okay, you want to make this a Muta series? Well, I'm not going to go down in the dumps, down into the pits. with Muta. I am going to hit you where it hurts, which is as the Mutas are popping out with a ton of roaches. Just very well done. I mean, Solar is absolutely one of the players that has the speed required to keep up with Clem. The thing is, I think Maru, on his best day, can be scarier in ZVT. But his best days are just so few and far between at this point. He's still really difficult to beat. But wanting to play Maru over Clem, it just feels so crazy. Just feels so crazy. All right, what do we have so far? Oh, no Ling speed yet from Rogue. Now, it is worth noting that Serral got the Nidus Worm up, obviously, and Rogue did not see that coming. If you play your own roaches, you can obviously defend that. But, I mean, he didn't. No other way to say it. Serral going to open 3 hatch. Rogue looking for the 2 base opener once again. And Serral will get in with this first Ling. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Ling speed starts up. That's fake. That's as fake as it comes. But will it become real? No. Of course not. Of course not. Let's follow the Roddy cam here. There is the layer. We got a roach, or well, an Evo chamber. I mean, you can't really punish actual 2-base Muta. Not easily. There are some all-ins you can do. But I feel like Serral's already droning kind of past those numbers. It is going to be +1 missile. Rogue could play the way Bly liked to play back in the day, where it was 4 gas, basically Roach Muta on 2 bases. And if your opponent was ready for the Roaches, you went Muta. If your opponent was ready for the Muta, that usually came at the cost of being able to deal with the Roaches. Sometimes it was even Nidus Worm during all that. Serral is going to scout into the main base. He's going to try. But Overlord gets pushed away. Rogue did open 4 queens. That's a pretty big investment early on. But double upgrades. You know, if I look at this from Serral, I'm actually not buying it. I'm like genuinely not buying it. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is Muta still. But now seeing the Roaches. Rogue did build a few Roaches in the previous game, but that was off 3 hatch. That's a very different scenario. It is going to be an Overlord creep highway. Serral has not overdroned. Rogue is trying to bring the heat. Serral is on top of it, but this is going to be difficult. I think he needs... Well, for one, he needs to not be supply blocked. He's got 4 Overlords on the way. He will be able to build a lot of Roaches all at once when those Overlords pop. Yeah, right there. 7 larvae disappearing. It is going to be big upgrade advantage here for Rogue. Going to have +1 missile for a while. Both players droning at the same time. Rogue will attack here for sure. Serral has built a crazy number of Roaches. Rogue actually way behind in the army supply. Serral is mining more. Rogue will be able to start evening things out once that 3rd base gets up and running proper. But until that point, like, Serral comes out of this in a very good position, eco-wise. Now, what Serral could look to do is actually take a page out of Solar's book and say, you were trying to bait me into building units. That's fine. I'll build them. I'll build all the goddamn units in the game. And you continue to tech up. You get +1 missile. You commit the resources +1 Carapace. Carapace is good, but it does not make up for a 10 Roach difference. Now, with Defender's Advantage, it can be close, but if Serral goes with +1 missile and Roach speed, which he is gearing up to do, this will be very tough for Rogue. However, he kind of has to attack because of the upgrade situation. Serral gets the scout. Rogue is going to see this coming. Oh my god, Contaminate! Contaminate going to delay this attack so much. That is a clutch-ass Contaminate. You can see it on the right side. +1 missile has got to wait for another 30 seconds. That's going to give Rogue so much time to build more units, to pop out Ravagers. 7 Ravagers is a lot. Serral, how much gas is he on? Both players on 5 gases. But the fact that 7 additional Ravagers got to finish is big. This also buys a lot of time for Rogue just to have a more equal economy. Good positioning from Serral on left. Good dodges on the Biles so far. Ravagers moving in the front. That's a mistake from Rogue. Really good fight from Serral on the left. He is getting an advantageous fight. Does he have enough to break through? I think he might. I think Rogue massively mismicroed this fight. Nice snipe on one of the Ravagers there. Another one getting sniped. Serral, though, is down in upgrades and soon to be down 3 damage points per attack once that +2 missile completes. Did he do well enough there? He killed 6 drones. He killed a crap ton of Ravagers. He is still ahead in army. Oh, if he gets caught here, this would be so bad. Just as +2 missile completes. The slow zone coming in clutch for Rogue. Good job from Serral to get out of there. Retreating back through that position would have been the worst possible thing. Rogue now the upgrades may take over. That Contaminate was so good for Rogue. Good concave for Serral. Defender's advantage will be big. He's moving in on top of his opponent. I think that's the right call. Big bile on some of the roaches. That hit 3 roaches. Another one hitting a couple. Rogue, though, I think has gone too far. Defender's advantage is so big. 2 Ravagers getting sniped there. Serral looking for a third. The creep will help him with that, and he will get it. Serral now going to blast this attack back. He's got his own +2 missile on the way. +1 carapace is great. +2 missile is literally twice as good than an armor upgrade. Armor upgrades do not win you fights the same way that a missile attack will. Serral also droning now. Rogue, I cannot overstate how rough that was to have all the Ravagers in the front during that one big fight on the left side. That may very well cost him this game and potentially this series. Meanwhile, Serral is now getting Roach speed. Sorry, Roach Burrow and Tunneling Claws. Even getting Overlord speed here. Rogue, oh, he's going into a Spire, but Serral is already prepped the counterplay in the form of those Tunneling Claws Roaches. Tunneling Claws Roaches are so good against a Mutaplayer. And Serral with speed on an Overseer. It is going to be very, very difficult to hide that Spire. I believe the little blue dot on the mini-map is the Spire. In the natural of Rogue. Serral going to morph in a dropper? No. That's another Overseer. That's another Overseer. Look at this timing, by the way, from Serral. +2 missile, Burrow, and Tunneling Claws all finishing up within 5-10 seconds of each other. Incredible. And he's not going to reveal them either because the Tunneling Claws is the last upgrade. Oh, this looks so good for Serral to find crippling damage before the Spire can come into play. Oh, Serral getting jumped a little bit here. But the Tunneling Claws Roaches are in amongst the army. What do you do as Rogue right now? Do you build Mutas? Nope, they're not going to help. They're in way too small numbers. 5 Mutas, they're so late. Oh, those Roaches, go into the main. He almost has it. There we go. 3 drones at the third, but the Overseer abandoning them. Good biles from Rogue, but Serral just dodges them. He just steps out of them. Rogue has to hold on multiple fronts, and he can't hold on any of them currently. The Tunneling Claws Roaches are so nasty to deal with. The Muta count is so low, relatively speaking, and Serral is on fire. Wow. Very well done from the man they call the Finisher. And now he's got a big moment ahead of him. Can he finish this series here? Rogue is a killer. He is a scary, scary player. You do not want to let him force you to game number 5 if you can avoid it. Quick minute and a half of ads on Twitch. Welcome back, Steadfast. How are you feeling? I am feeling... Oh. Not too bad. Not too bad. Gonna have to shower with a garbage bag, but that's okay. I feel like Serral keeps some red units to bait his opponents. I think Serral's just really good. I think Serral's just really freaking good. Oh no, Serral, you're on fire. Put it out. He is cooking. Hopefully they give you a good painkiller. They did. So, I noticed something. Extra strength Tylenol has like, I think they put a candy coating on it. It's not Tylenol 3s. I've actually got, we got some pretty hard stuff, you know. Oh, Serral's 2-1. Man, this has been an explosive series so far. I'm into it. This is what I hope for between these two. All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom left, it is Rogue in the blue. And his opponent spawning up in the top right. We're using left-handed mouse, so it's a little bit precarious, but it is Serral for Basilisk. It's so impressive to me that after game 1, kind of how it goes. What is going on? Anyone else getting screen on screen of Mega Stimulation? Wah, wah, wah. Knife fight in a phone booth. Yeah. I like I want a new phrase for it though, you know? I want a new phrase for it. Man, Serral is so difficult to go up against. He's so difficult to beat. Whoa. Left-handed mouse is definitely a challenge. Oh. What do we want this game? I feel like Roddy's pretty good. Oh, is he just doing the intro now? Wow. Taking his time. Punch down in a mirror gallery. I feel like it's... Ooh, nice job from Serral right there, retargeting the Lings. Getting the advantage. Oh, there's the speed. There's that speed. That's with ping disadvantage, by the way. Nope, we don't want to follow. Damn it. Let's control... Yeah, this is West server. Is that Roddy? Oh, guys were young. Control 2 don't work. He's got another function. Interesting. Ooh, this is the hatch in the wall play. All right. All right, I was pretty sure we were going to get this at some point in the series. Oh, how many offline players will there be in Paris? 4. 4 is the number. 1 will be eliminated today. 1 was eliminated yesterday. There are currently 8. We've got 1 more day of playoffs, I believe. They'll do the upper brackets. I think it's, 4 best of 5s tomorrow. We do see Rogue going for a... Is that a fake roach speed? He's building a lot of lings. Huh. He's definitely going Spire behind this. I am so certain of that. Or am I? This might be the Ravager Ling play, where you basically use the Lings with their speed to surround as many units as you can. I think he cancels Roach Speed. I think he does. I think it's a cancel on Roach Speed, and I think it is Morph Ravagers, but I could be wrong. It's a Nidus Worm. Serral droned all the way up to 53. This is the hardcore of most hardcore of hardcore Muta fake outs. I don't think Serral's seen a roach yet, but he's building a lot of roaches of his own. There's no way to sneak the Nidus Worm. Once that Nidus Worm pops out, Serral knows to continue to build roaches. But has he built too many drones already? He's built so many. This will be a very tough defense. It is a real roach speed. That roach speed of Serral and the +1 missile are not going to help him at all. He definitely wants the cash back from those. He is close to supply block. He sees the Nidus Worm. Spines. Cancel the Roach one. Cancel the missile. He built 2 more drones. That's not ideal. Loses a queen. That is also not ideal. Rogue is so all in with this. Can we look at the fight, please? Oh, my God. Okay. There is a lot of roaches for Rogue. They've got speed. Ling's getting on top of the roaches of Serral. I feel like this might be doomed for the Finnish Phenom, but this is uber dedicated. Remember that. He's already evened up the army supply. Hang on. If he holds this with this drone count, that's insane. And getting +1 missile and roach speed. Holy crap. How? Serral, how? He just needs to dwindle the numbers down enough that his own reinforcements will slowly take care of this. He's mining so much more. Diving in on top of the backline. He gets one of the queens, gets another, and he has punched his ticket into the next round. This is over. How did he do this? Droning as much as he did, not canceling the worker, or not canceling the upgrades, and not even canceling... Not even pulling the drones, I should say. Sorry. How did he do this? Did Rogue mess up the build somewhere? What happened? I can't believe he felt confident to not build spines here. I guess this was a really, really turbo hardcore misdirect that cost Rogue a lot. He did get supply blocked here. Oh, he did get supply blocked pretty bad at 90. But it's not like he was floating a ton of cash during that time. Is this just a really bad build? Hang on, did Serral... I want to see, did Serral see... Oh, there was a fake extra gas in the main. That's what it was. So if you look down in the bottom left... it's fine. You can look at the mini-map. If you look down on the bottom mini-map... Serral's vision. Oh, there we go. We fixed that. Serral's vision show... Wait. No, we didn't. Murmur? It's fine. You guys get it. but Serral didn't fall for it. I genuinely, like, don't understand how he held that so easily. Like, I thought at least it would require a drone pull or, you know, something. But he held it straight up without any problem. Wild, honestly. All right. So I think we're going to go to a little breakaroo. And we will be back with more Maestros the game. Yeah, it's going to be herO versus SHIN. I wonder if herO is happier to get all the Zergs or not. Very curious. Don't worry about the timer. That is incorrect for the moment. I will be back, though, in about 10 minutes. All right. We've made it through one best of 5. We're still alive. Stick around. All right, we're back. We've got the webcams working, so that's nice. Who is TBD? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Gonna run another minute and a half of ads real quick. Just want to make sure that everybody that's in this lobby is supposed to be. Oh, can really feel that plate right now. Okay for now, I think. All right, we'll get into things in just a moment. And here we go. Still in a softball uniform. Yep. We're the North Toronto Nurses. That's us. Spawning down on the bottom right, it is herO. For T1. And his opponent spawning up at the top left, it's SHIN. In the red, channeling his Inner Dark on this one. And not many better players you could choose to follow. Going up against a player like herO. Hope you're feeling better in speedy recovery. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily feeling better, but feeling a little better for sure. Good thing you had lots of nurses on hand. Yeah, right. Yeah, it was rough. It was a little rough. Got all these gold bases being highlighted here. I kind of find this map interesting because it's a little bit similar to Golden Wall in the sense that if the focus is on the bottom left, it kind of plays out very differently from the top right. But on Golden Wall, obviously, very different scenario. Very different scenario. You know, there's minerals that have to be mined out for it to play out that way. Gas first out of herO, going to get a very quick Stargate here, no surprise. Oh. Maestros of the game. Oh, thank you, Poriforion. I do not have that updated. I'll try and update that after. Somebody in chat could remind me. Would be super duper helpful. Let's see if we can't. Oh, there's the first adept. Just going to cancel the shade. Third hatch did get down. There was no block. Although there may have been a small attempt at one. Show us the way. Oh, that's not what I want. Double adept. herO, one of the most fierce double adept players in the business. But he's kind of zoned and forced to... Well, he wasn't forced to shade forward there. Forced to shade into not a great position. How do we not have a pro gamer who uses TBD as his alias? That would be kind of funny. Wikipedia would ban him. That would... I would like that. That would be funny. They're just like, nope. You're not allowed. I actually think tournament organizers would have the bigger issue with that. Are we going to see the double adept shade forward? Nope. So far, good positioning here from SHIN. Gets the quick morph on the larva at the third base. That means it should be okay. But he's got to be careful. He does not want to lose that drone. Will he cancel it? No, and in fact, he gets the Spore Crawler morph. Very nice so far. Interesting how Roddy observes this. He really wants to watch the oracles. How many queens? Pretty fast up to 5 queens. That feels like very much the standard. And a lot of we've seen a lot of kind of variants of this. There's a scout in the main base. What do we have? Okay, it is going to be Blink. No Forge yet. Straight into 4 gates. Can herO save Protoss from the Zerg Ragnarok? The Ragnarok. Oh, that's a nice jump on one of these queens. Does get the takedown. Got to be careful, though. That is... Oh, no! I was just going to say, he's really getting close to that Spore. And he did indeed get too close. Losing an Oracle there is really freaking bad. It's so cool that there's 2 gold bases on the top. Really intriguing. That is a lot of adepts to not make glaives. But at the same time, SHIN does not have enough Zerglings yet. Not even close, actually. Even with the ones that are in production, this is still not enough. Oh, herO wanting to target the Evo, ignoring the drone that was there. This is going to be a lot of damage coming in. Already 4 drones going down. SHIN. Oh, wow. herO just recalls. Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool. I think with SHIN's start so far, I still certainly don't hate his position in this game. Got a pretty quick +1 melee. Got a nice drone count. But that was a really nice little play with those adepts. Forced a lot of units. Not as many as I honestly think there should have been. SHIN, though, building a lot more lings now. That was, once again, glaiveless adepts. herO just taking advantage of the 4 gates to pump a bunch of adepts. Now going up into a 5th and 6th gateway. +1 is on the way. No 4th base yet for herO. He will stay on 3 bases for a very long time. These lings do not... You don't want to be taking that fight, but... Nope. Don't really want to be taking that fight either. God, that is just a series of bad fights from SHIN right there. Not any single one of them a good fight. Wow. Really don't like that. I love this, though. The splitting of the adepts, trying to get some value here. And SHIN even just snoozing for a moment at the natural means that it's 7 drones. Oh, somehow that 7th drone didn't die. The lings were able to bully that out of the way. They did have their +1 melee. herO is like... He's going for like a 3 base all-in into a SHIN that is just powering nothing but Hydraling Bane. I don't like this for herO if he doesn't take another base, like, now. Oracle's electing not to kill the single drone there at that 4th base. Now, herO surely knows about this base on the right side. This base on the top right. He has to know about this. Looking pretty committed to the attack. Yeah, 10 gates. Storm. He's got +2. He's got a charge nearly done, and he's got a 4th base that just started. But that should be able to be canceled. It's a gold base for SHIN. He's obviously going to be mining a significant amount. I really don't like going in there and then not killing the probe. Nice warp in of Stalkers. That's enough Baneling firepower to kill 2 of them. That was not worth it. If he gets 4, I actually think it's fine. But unfortunately, he did not. There's a lot of storm energy. Oh god, these lings. So far, SHIN is kind of playing a little bit all over the place. If he can bait out some of these stasis traps with his counterattack, that would be nice. Almost no drones. Or, sorry, no creep spread. But he should get a cancel on this base. Attack coming in. Banelings are going to get through the storms, forcing 3 of them out. The other ones will dissipate in time. Stasis Trappy is going to protect the High Templar pretty well. Nice little splitty from herO. But the Hydra's on the back end doing pretty darn well. Zealots will charge in. There's storm. He doesn't drop it right away. Lings on the backside, though, are going to do very well. He loses a high-energy High Templar. The Templars are cornered. Most of the storms being used up. And those Banelings waking back up to help deal with these Zealots. But there's still a lot of Zealots here. There's still a lot of firepower out of herO. I do think SHIN should be able to clean this up eventually. And if he does, the game is all but his. That last storm being baited out gets a couple of lings, but it also forces a retreat from herO. It's 87 drones and a gold base versus a 3-base Protoss on 65 probes. If herO can't find a decisive punch right now, he is going to get overwhelmed. That is not even in question. Now, are there any High Templar that were warped in at home? Yes, 6 more High Templar have been added in. There's still another opportunity for a big slam, a big, huge attack. I do not like this right now, though, for herO, not one bit. Now, SHIN still needs to know where attacks are coming from. He did keep his +2 melee alive. Ooh, that's a painful way to find out, losing a few of those lings, but it could be a lot worse. Could be you find out when the gold base dies. Banelings, oh. One of them going to get a big connection. Nice wraparound with the lings. Gets 2 High Templar there. These Banelings are going to connect. Massive hits on the High Templar. They all go down, and herO will go down with them. There's no holding a counterattack at this point. Surely he won't be able to hold this 4th base now. There's even a spine in the natural to help deal with this Zealot run by. Unfortunately, it's not perfectly placed. More High Templar were warped in, but they are not getting the job done yet. They don't have their energy. Very nice Stalker warp in position right there. High Templar getting energy recharge, gets his storm, but instantly dies. Probes being pulled away from this base. SHIN, I think he's done it. I think herO, I mean, this just didn't seem like it from herO, honestly. Is there one more storm? There's one more storm. We maybe keep the Nexus alive. He actually doesn't even need it, but it got sniped anyways. The Templar went down. Still, it drew the Hydra DPS away from the Nexus, and all of a sudden, the supplies are not drastically one-sided. The problem is it's 5 base with a Hive nearly done versus a Protoss player that barely kept their 3rd alive. Like, emphasis on barely, like, really close to going down. I think it would have been worth it to sack all those Hydras just to kill the base. I think it would have 100% been worth it. We've got a Lurker Den well on the way. +2 missile, +1 carapace. herO, of course, completed his +3 weapons, getting +1 armor, even. SHIN, this should not be a losable game. But I have seen way too many games like this. One Zealot run by gets in. One big storm lands on the Hydras. And everything falls apart. We use the term glass cannon to describe Hydraling Bane, and it truly does live up to the name. But it will require a big blunder from SHIN, and so far, a couple of nice starts right there. Gets some decent damage on High Templar. I think he kills one of them. Yeah, he did. herO, I mean, he's playing with house money at this point. Anything he does in this game is bonus. Oh, that's not ideal, though. Big loss on 2 High Templar right there. And lanes get into the natural. No unit in the wall. Meanwhile, ranged lurkers. They don't have the range yet, but it's getting close. They are going to close in on this fourth base. There's no way herO's got anything in position there. And +2 missile, +1 carapace is going to complete that fourth base. I don't really think you can hold that. Does he even have detection? No, he doesn't even have a robo. He's building an oracle right now. Lurkers are the hardest of hard counters to this current moment. But look at the army supplies all of a sudden. Oracle will pop out. Yeah, he's going to be able to clean up this one lurker. The lurkers are trying to come home. The army supplies are actually dead even. And a lot of the army is trying to come back in the form of those lurkers. This is all of a sudden very scary. How did this happen? How did this happen? Did SHIN tech too hard? I mean, I guess a lot of the army supply is zealots. Zealots ain't so good. Oh, he loses the oracle. That was his only form of detection. His only form. He literally cannot see lurkers now. Another lurker is now on top of the third base. There's a lot of shields to get through there. Gold base has been mostly mined out. He should be targeting the Nexus, I think. I mean, that's like the majority of herO's economy at this point. Recall coming in. No, that Nexus is going to die. He'll get the recall off, but that doesn't matter. Nexus is gone. herO down to almost nothing in terms of mining. Revelation being needed to kill a lurker that already has his job done. God, this game is something else, man. SHIN, no adrenal glands, but oh my god, he's getting +3 missile instead. I was going to say, I don't think he has the money, or well, I think there are better things to prioritize on, i.e. units. But then he commits 200 minerals, 200 gas to an upgrade that is way longer to complete. Counterattack going to come in. We will see a base going down on the left, most likely. SHIN might be able to save it. The Oracle's so important. It did get a big revelation off, but these lurkers, they've got range. They've got range, and this will actually save the base at the moment. No immortals available. Storm on the lurkers behind him, but there's no detection on them, so he still can't hit them. And GG is going to get called. It feels like it took a very, very, very long time. But ultimately, SHIN does get the job done. Man, that felt like there were so many instances where it didn't feel like it should have been possible for herO to survive, and he just continued to like kind of have a scary looking army. Protoss exists. That's me. It's not just Twitch chat, it's also me. Heard you took damage yourself. How am I doing? Having a bit of a tough time for sure. Having a bit of a tough time. I was a part of Twitch chat all along. Wait, are you telling me he's been a Twitch chat GM this whole time? Yes. Yes, I'm telling you exactly that. Yeah, no, we're in a bit of a rough state right now. But I didn't want to miss Maestros. I didn't want to miss these outstanding players giving it their all as they always do. All right, here we go. Number 2, spawning up at the top right, it is herO. in the blue. And spawning down in the bottom left. His sneaky drone got scouted. It is SHIN in the red. Okay. SHIN maybe faking this now. Well, I mean, he's got no choice, I think, but to send this back home. Verdant Temple. No one has done my strat yet. Proxy hatch here. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Break down the rocks. If there was one player I thought would do it, it would be SHIN. But maybe I've just missed it. 2 heavy burst damage in the future. Love you. Thank you. I will avoid... I'm definitely going to avoid punching the living crap out of Earth. The Earth. You know what? I'm man enough to admit that it's stronger than I am. And I don't feel bad about that. I do not feel bad about that in the slightest. Oh. Is Roddy showing off the mineral-only patch? The where you would go? This is where I would go. If I were proxy hatching. Steadfast tried to burrow without tunneling claws. It's true. Oh, God. Not recommended. Not recommended at all. Oh. Zip, zop, zooey. Flippity, floppity, floopy. SHIN, not skipping the second set of lings, but maybe trying to bait out a pylon. Nope. Nope, just going to go straight for the third. Because of the wrist I hurt, Dave is going to stop recycling out his bite. I'll teach you, Earth. This is a kind of a nasty spot for a single adept to get to, by the way. Creep does not cover the entire natural. Oh, we're shading forward. Okay. He likes the amount of damage he put on the lings. 3 of them in one-shot range. But SHIN so far doing a great job with the queen positioning. Is he floating any larvae? Did he forget his overlord? He did forget his overlord, so this actually did achieve a lot of indirect damage. That is something that a lot of people don't realize. Is even if you don't do direct damage, you might do a fair amount of indirect damage. Queens having to run around is one thing. Overlords not being produced is a completely different story. Nice job right there from SHIN to not build the Evo when he realized he didn't need it. Ooh, snipe attempt on the creep tomb. He does get it. Adepts will shade into the main. There is a spore there. How many drones go down? It's going to be quite a few, actually, as there's an Oracle now in the natural. That little bad boy. How many did that get? 4, make it 5 kills. A great early game here from herO. That's a lot of damage. This is a short rush distance map. It's going to be a Void Ray behind this. Well, after the second Oracle. Oracle Void Ray is kind of wild, actually. I feel like part of the main benefit of getting an early Void Ray is you kill the Overlords at a really off time for the, or like an early time for the Zerg, so it's more expensive. Getting it late is really interesting. Not necessarily bad, just not as good. But I mean, if you get the damage with the Oracles, that's pretty darn nice. He's going to find 1 Overlord. You're always going to get one, unless the Zerg has done something diabolical and keep them all on their side of the map. Drones being pulled back. Good job. Good zoning with the Queens. That is the one thing about having a low HP Oracles. You're really hesitant to make these deep dives. Even herO doesn't want to lose it for free. Good job from SHIN targeting that lower HP Oracle as much as he can. It is going to be a much faster +1 weapons here from herO. We're not going to be seeing a crazy number of Adepts warping in. Stasis Trap, getting the denial on that is really, really nice. He will pull the drones away this time. Oh, a third. Oh, my God. 4 stasis traps in the same mineral line. Oh, that last one, funnily enough, even though it would have gone off without doing any damage if SHIN were a little quicker, it actually gets 5 additional drones. That is a crazy amount of energy to spend on that, though. That feels like I just watched a criminal offense. That feels like I just watched someone shake a vending machine in front of a cop like 4 times. And the cop was like, hey, don't do that. But like it was an NPC cop, so they just kept saying, hey, don't do that. And like herO would wait long enough. Just a bizarre... bizarre little situation. +1 melee, roach speed, and aspire. We aspire to build mutas. herO has shown he is very good against mutas. He is so hard to bamboozle. Even when you bamboozle him, he's hard to kill with him. Sniping the Overseer, quite nice there. Okay, here is the rocks down, the timed rocks. But you still got a full HP set of actual rocks to get through. Now, herO, it is going to be Storm. 6 gates, no 4th base yet. There we go, 7th and 8th gate. This is a very short map, relatively speaking, to try and make mutas work. But if you can knock down those rocks, the counterattack opportunities become much, much greater. Couple of Zealots warping in here behind the wall. herO does like to 3-base pretty hard against Zerg, and I think that's generally pretty darn good. 10 mutas going to be popping out. We do see roaches back in the production tab. 2nd Evo chamber and a Baneling nest. Okay, when SHIN tried to go mass muta versus herO last time, it did not pan out. herO was able to keep from crumbling to the mutas despite like being really caught flat-footed against them. He was able to not crumble, eventually got up to Double Stargate Phoenix, and then had just a crazy number of Zealots, and did this unbelievable one-punch push off 3 bases that straight up won the game. It was very impressive. Now, did the mutas get spotted? Oh, they sure did. But they will kill at least 1 Oracle. Unfortunately for SHIN, he did not zone off and keep the 2nd Oracle from escaping. Really nice move from herO there. I cannot overstate how big of a deal that is to save the 2nd Oracle, because you are going to be able to keep tabs now on the mutas for a very long time, when otherwise they should have theoretically been zoned out. And that's even bait right there. He gets a kill on a muta. Great job from herO. And this is not going to be a situation where herO has to do some kind of 3-base all in, but if he loses all the High Templar, that will be tough for him. Only loses 1. Only loses 1. SHIN is getting towards Bane's speed. He's getting that +2 melee, but this is a short freaking rush distance of a map. A dive on top. The High Templar gets another one. 2nd will survive. Drops a juicy Storm as well on the Lings. Bane speed not yet done. SHIN is maxed out, but herO's got a very powerful army. He's ahead in army value at the moment. That will change once these Banelings complete, but... oh, nice job right there with the Storm. Didn't know how far along those Banes were, but SHIN holds position, lose a couple of the Banes. Banes just get their speed now. Storms are decent beforehand, though, and this is looking very, very tough for SHIN. Phoenix is lifting a bunch of the Ravagers out of the fight. Archon Stalker. I mean, SHIN just got nothing on the front line. He's got 16 roaches in production. They're out upgraded. 0-0 versus 2-0. And Archon Zealot Stalker looking very strong. I think SHIN has been broken. I think herO's got him. And GG. Before Bane speed was fully up and running, and before SHIN was fully prepared. I was going to clap, but I can't clap. Even this wrist is a little bit banged up. Well done. Well done. Sanctuary 3 going to be map number 3. Love seeing herO's face while he plays. It's fun. He's so expressive. He seems so happy. He just loves the game. All right, minute and a half of ads. Oh, God. We're trying to feel against Josh Donaldson. Heard he was playing softball in TO. Yeah, he was. And I think he was actually playing with a team that was in our league before, and then they moved to a different league. They hadn't won any games yet. Yeah, that was crazy. It's a bummer to have this happen in summer. It sure is. It sure is. I was thinking of the episode of Seinfeld. I'm not even a big Seinfeld guy. I actually kind of not super into it, but the episode with Summer of George. And then he ends up in the hospital, and they're just like, yeah, recovery time is going to be like Summer of George. Just real sad about it. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left, it is T1's herO. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up in the top right, it is SHIN. In the red. herO is so good at knowing when to attack, how to attack, and just what to do, you know? Hope your arm, wrist are on the mend. Sorry about the injury. I don't blame you. I don't think you had anything to do with it. Canceling the drone here to get the hatch down. Okay. Well, pretty nice. Why don't they just let you run full out, tap the base, and decelerate after? That would actually be really nice. That would be a nice adjustment to the rule. That would be really, really nice. I think I would like to suggest that if they're going to say no sliding. Like, you have a... like a 3-second rule, basically, to get back to the base. Wow, that would be so great. Ruined his career by grabbing a hot iron? Oh my god. Seinfeld is just the most ridiculous. We're going to follow Team Roddy on this one. Oh. Yeah, I am definitely in a state of discomfort. There's no doubt about it, but there's lots of people that have it harder than I do, you know? And the message from Tyranidan a few days ago really hit me in my core, you know? Hit me to the core. Struck me in the core? I don't know. It left an impact. And so if I can continue to bring joy to people, even if it's a little uncomfortable for me, as long as I can bear it and it's not too much, I'll do it. I'll continue to do it. Struck me to the core? Yeah, that works. I like that. That sounds right. God, the slow zones are so uncomfortable to walk through. Adept gonna find this Ling, it looks like. Ooh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so nice. SHIN doesn't even really get to, like, delay this Adept much. Like, there wasn't even really a good route to take that. Look at this. 3 Stargate openers. 3 different variants every time. Phoenix first this time. herO is he's the most unpredictable player. It should be Oracle behind this. Yeah, there it is. The world votes and we all agree you have it the worst. That's crazy. That's unreal. Phoenix gonna look for Overlords in the middle. Wow, okay. He can't get the other Overlord on the top, can he? If he does, that would actually be incredible. That would be 3 Overlords to start the game. Does he know about it, is the thing. Okay, no. No, he doesn't. He does not. He... Oh, God, the slow zones. So uncomfortable. If he could have gotten that Overlord that's, like, right up here, that would have been so juicy. But still going to be able to find 2 of these. Overlord will be able to see the gases at the natural. But... not going to be able to see too much more, I don't... Maybe he finds the Twilight? It was... Was it in view? What are we looking at here, Roddy? Okay, he did not see the Twilight. Three more gates in production. Oh, are we going to be seeing a very, very committed blink push? 3 gates is a fair... Like, that's pretty significant. It's not crazy yet. By the way, perfect game so far for herO. I know it's only 5 minutes in, but... Well... We'll see. What happened? Streamer Man got hurt? Streamer Man did indeed wreck my right wrist. Elbow is also fractured. It's so funny. In Emergency, they were like, yeah, this could be like 6 to 8 weeks or something to heal your elbow. And then both of the specialists... By the way, I did not know that orthopedics didn't just mean, like, orthopedic shoes. Like, it literally means, I think, like, any joints, basically. And maybe even just any... Oh, yeah, osteoporosis. Yeah, any bones. Oh, that makes sense. SHIN, by the way, is building a crazy number of units. He's queen walking. Okay. Are we pulling a drone with this? There's no overlord speed. This feels to me like a drone sent across the map for creep. Build a... No, but you don't even need a layer for that. Why would he be getting a layer? 4 adepts going to stack themselves on the other side of the map. Going to find quite a few drones, actually. Wow, way more value than I expected from this. 7 drones, not bad at all. Why did we get a layer if we're not dropping creep? Like, what? This feels very bad for SHIN already because it is blink done. herO did go to the 5 gates instead of just the 4. Good blink back. That's a big set of biles, though, on the Stalkers. They do have to be careful. I think that this is just not going to work at all. I think that there's no shot. Lings are already gone. Oracles will fall, 2 of the 3. But herO just already has an overwhelming number of blink Stalkers, and there's no way. Absolutely no way. SHIN, yeah, it's over. They patched the softball rules. That was effective. No other way to say it. Well done by herO. Why did we get a layer with that build? I feel like we could have hit with more earlier and hit harder and still had all of the same things. Like, what? I'm very curious as to what SHIN looked at and saw there was an opportunity there. Because there wasn't. Yeah. Huh. Oh, is there going to be a break? There might be a little break. Nope, looks like neither player is asking for it. I mean, it is already almost 2 a.m. for the Koreans. So, kind of makes sense. Oh. Mm. Want to hear more about these injuries? So it was just not a great one, you know. Not that there's any injury that goes great. Yeah. So basically, in the softball league that I play in, you're not allowed to slide at any of the bases, and Oh, wrong map. Okay. I was confused. Oh, man. Yeah, you're not allowed to slide at the bases. So there's a close play at second, and instead of sliding, which would have broken my momentum, you kind of have to run full out and then brake really hard at the base. Otherwise, you'll overrun it. And you slid, so they broke your wrist as punishment. Nice. Softball is baseball, right? Yeah. Just with underhand soft toss, but the fundamentals are the same. Bigger ball as well. But yeah, so I was like, oh, there was a close play at second, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna hot dog this. Like, I'm playing to win, baby. Like, I always play hard. You know, that's just my mantra. I don't believe in taking it easy. But that might change now a little bit. Because yeah, the other guy had his foot on the bag, and as I tried to like stop, I just like went straight down into the ground. And fortunately, you know, I caught myself with my hands, but because the alternative is catching myself with my face, which would not have gone well. But yeah, it was not a good time. It was not a good time. I cut up both my hands. Actually, you can see this is just kind of a little bit of the aftermath of the one. If anyone, I didn't give a warning there. I definitely should have given a warning. But that's just that's like nothing, you know? Like to me that's absolutely nothing. You got to roll, pretend you're a baneling. I just roll into the guy's legs, knock him over. Haha, I can't slide, but you never said I couldn't roll. They're like, get out. You are no longer allowed to play in this league. You've injured so many people. All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom right. It is SHIN. In the red, he gets the hatch first down because this man didn't scout fast enough to try and block it. It's herO for T1. Game 1 didn't go his way, but since then, it's been all herO. All herO all the way. But yeah, suffice it to say, it's bad. It's not. So after I fractured my elbow and went to the specialist, because the ER doctor, I went in on Sunday night. The ER doctor was like, oh, this is like pretty serious. You're going to need a sling. At first, I was wearing slings on both arms, which looked really funny. There's a picture. Maybe if we get like 300 subs or something, I'll show the picture. But yeah, it's me wearing two slings and just standing in front of the ER looking sad. And then I went into the specialist on Monday morning, which is obviously why, well, I mean, I was injured to crap, so I couldn't cover the thing anyways. But like Monday night weeklies. But I went into the specialist and they were like, oh yeah, this will heal totally fine. Like the elbow's nothing to worry about. It's a fracture, but like you'll be fine. Hey, thank you, Dylan James, for the 5 gifted subbies. Very much appreciated. Yeah. We're on the way. I do appreciate it very much though. Thank you. But yeah, so then I went to the specialist and they were like, oh yeah, like don't worry about the fracture at all. That'll heal on its own in like a week or something. But the wrist is a major injury. Or what do you say, a major problem? Yeah, major problem, which is like not great to hear when like you have these huge cuts on your hands. You have a broken elbow, because that's what a fracture is. And then to hear like, no, that's nothing. These are nothing. This is a really big problem, though. It's like, crap. For 1,000 subs, I'll reenact it. I can assure you I will not. It needs to be an amount of subs that I'm okay never using my hands again, you know? Like, that's the actual real-world question of, like, how much money to lose an arm functionally. Your dominant arm, too. Good defense here from SHIN so far. Eternity's Edge, decent map for him, I think. I think this is not too bad. Our softball team needs a ringer. When are you available? Well, probably at least 6 weeks. So not for a little bit. Quick Evo chamber here out of SHIN. He's going to be going for the +1 melee, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Cool, 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 cool. Void Ray will get a kill. On, is that the first Ovi? Yes, so he's still got the freebie Ovi on the other side. Oh, God, but that is a lot of damage on the Void Ray. My goodness. And we want another one, and we're going to get it. herO, you are a madman, my friend. 16 HP. And he's like, this is fine. This is exactly what I wanted. Those of the north don't get enough sun vitamins. It's true. Give us that vitamin D. Three Overlords is gangbusters for a Void Ray. SHIN, by the way, massively overbuild Overlords. It's funny that he kills 3 Overlords, and it's not the supply blocks that are even close to the biggest damage. It's the fact that SHIN builds, like, 3 extra Overlords super, super early. Oracle's in the natural. Oh, going to be able to grab 1 drone. Really struggling to get the target fire on the second one, but he gets it. And he more so than anything keeps the Oracle HP relatively high. Does dive in for 2 more in the main and is a little bit clunky with the micro, truth be told. But that is still pretty nice. Even reducing use in dominant arm sucks at 30 years old. I got diagnosed with carpal tunnel in mind. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. I hope it's... I just use that as my excuse for never making it beyond silver. Well, I mean, if you had perfect arms, you might have been the next Serral or herO. Who knows? But, yeah, what can you do? 4 more drones. Very nice picks. Look at the army supply, actually, already. herO, 6 gates. Late Forge, he is absolutely going for some big aggression. Where is the probe? There's going to be a probe in the middle of the map somewhere. With this army. No? Very surprising if he doesn't. Spire and a Hydra Den out of SHIN. Ling counterattack on the other side of the map. It will get in with no Oracle, no shield battery done just yet. herO getting caught a little bit greedy. And these Lings actually going to go to work. Now Lings and Queens on the other side of the map. This has gone very well for SHIN to start. But he was not in a good position in general to go into this. He really doesn't want to lose that 4th base. And, well, with the stasis traps, both gone. Oracle's completely out of juice. He will save this. It's a gold base behind this from SHIN as well. But, oh, that would be a big jump if he gets these stalkers. He will. herO was not looking at the army, I don't think, so he didn't blink away initially. Really fortunate pin. People have been saying, what the hell are these rocks doing in the middle of the map? Well, there you have it. I'm sold. I'm sold on the rocks now. I'm into it. I love that. That's actually really cool that you can, like, get pinned against the rocks like that. I didn't even think about that. I thought those rocks were going to be completely pointless and just like a really dumb add-on to the map. And, well, maybe herO's thinking they're pretty dumb right now, but I think they're interesting at the very least. Oh, that's going to be a decent stasis in the natural. Getting 2 queens and 5 or 6 drones. herO behind this. Fleet Beacon. Storm. Finally building a Robo. Is that the first Robo in the series? I think it might be. He is going to be getting a little bit supply blocked here. He's gone charge very quick and has built a lot of Zealots. That Spore Crawler making the longest migration. This is very nice for SHIN having Banelings ready to greet these Zealots. 81 drones, roaring economy. herO, he's shown us time and time and time again that he does not need 4 bases to be a big threat to Zerg. Mothership going to be produced here. The Phoenix, by the way, not necessary. But not a terrible move either because of the, the fact that a Spire was made. What is that in the middle? Is that Zealots in the middle? No, that's the Stalkers left over. SHIN, he definitely wants to get something done before that Mothership is out. Oh, Storm on the Banelings is pretty darn nice. Hits the Hydras pretty hard as well. Very nice Storms on both the left and the right. Shoving SHIN back. Yeah, if you don't hit with Layer Tech Zerg before the Mothership is out, well, you're going to have a bad time. That's just it. That's the long and short of it. And that Mothership is only about 10 seconds away? 20 seconds away from being where it wants to be. By 10 minutes, it will be at the 4th base. And so it's good for SHIN that he's hitting right now before that happens. There's not any Storms actually on the right side, and it's mostly Zealots against Banes. Banes pull back here. If SHIN can cancel the 4th, he can tech up and play out of this. But he needs to deny that. He needs to kill this. Oh, the cloaking field could be clutch AF. Where is it? There's the Mama Ship. She coming. She coming, but she's not here yet. Now, this is going to be funky. herO's just going to immediately counterattack. He is supply blocked. Oh, God, these Hydras need to be so careful. Stasis Trap is going to connect. No, it doesn't. The Banelings blow up and it goes down. Mothership is behind the army. SHIN getting a very good fight. He might even kill the Mama Ship. It goes down. herO losing a lot right there. Immortal pops out. It will get surrounded and die. So will the Templar that was in front of it. Zealots trying their best to keep the mineral field alive. Oh, I like this turn on the Archon. Can he get the kill on it, though? Yes, he did. Looks like it. SHIN is staying on layer tech. The thing is, herO, if he didn't counterattack right there, he could have chilled. Like, if he doesn't lose the Mothership, that's not a bad situation for him. But losing that is so bad. Losing the Morphing Templar is so bad as well. 3 of them dying. The 4th and 5th morph into an Archon, but it dies too to the +2 melee. And all of a sudden, SHIN is looking like he has all but won this game and forced a game number 5. Very well done from him. Very well done. Building Corruptors because he's sure his opponents got Sky Toss, but herO built 1 Tempest, 1 Mothership. They both died, and he hasn't started another unit. And as the Oracle falls at the gold base, herO realizes where his demise came from. That unscouted gold. SHIN, for his part, I mean, this is all but one. All but one. Even gets a enough units in position on the right side with the Hydras. He will have to give up this gold base, but this is still so totally fine for him. He is just drastically far ahead at this point. Adding more Corruptors, he really is thinking that Protoss can do more than it can. And I don't blame him. I've been there. I've been there. I've tricked myself into thinking that a game is still much, much closer than it is. And the reality is, if you push hard on the Protoss, they will fall over. But it is so hard to make that assertion as the Zerg player because it feels the same. This is where the late 4th base style really struggles, is if you have one bad fight, you can't replenish. You just can't. And that's really what I think SHIN probably needs to realize. Oh, we're going to spin the camera for this one. Storms are going to be good. But as long as SHIN has enough to crack the Templar, which he easily does, he will absolutely murder herO's army and force game number 5. I really didn't think that it was going to look this. Honestly, game 4 did not look like it was in the same series as the first 3 games. Also had spine surgeries in a 3.5-year time period, 2 being fusions. Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that, Hangadang. Yeah, see, compared to that, like, you know, And same thing from Dylan James. I once made the perfect grilled cheese and tomato soup and spilled it all sitting in my chair. Tragic. Truly. But, like, yeah, it's... I mean, to be honest, it's not helpful to, you know, compare stuff, but, like... It's always can be worse than you think, you know? Or worse than it... I don't know. I'm just appreciative of what I've got. I guess we'll say that. All right, minute and a half of ads real quick. Check on YouTube. I was mad at you for not being around and casting Maestros for the last few days. And I saw your post and felt guilty. Sorry, glad you're back. It's all good. It's all good. That's why communication's important. You know? Communications and expectations. Gotta set the expectations. See, you didn't expect me to be back, but here I am. Alive. I'm alive! As long as you can take some fun from the misfortune. Yeah. Right now, the thing that is scariest for me as we get into Game 5 is always Protoss High Templar Storm. No, I'm just kidding. Right now, the scariest thing for me is there is a risk of a ruptured tendon in the thumb because of where the plate has to be put. The surgeon was really, really good. He was a really great communicator. He explained everything super well. Vibes were amazing at the hospital, so that was nice too. But there's still like a chance that from rubbing up against the plate. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, that's really what I'm crossing my fingers on for having that not happen. All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom left, it is SHIN. Going for a 17 hatch by Oopsie, perhaps? And his opponent spawning up at the top right, it is herO for T1. Hey, thank you, SC2, for the Prime sub at 52 months. Much obliged. Much obliged. And SE2 XXX for the 45 months of Prime. 45, we're growing up. We're doing what we can. We are growing up, growing old. The adrenaline numbed the pain so much, that was the only thought in my head. We'll swap back and forth between... Well, I really like Indy, too, as an obs. Where's Indy? Indy's... Oh, look at that. 3-4-5. Hell yeah. Oh. Well, that's funny. I didn't know that was how that worked. Let's follow Indy for now. Turn to 36. Hey, congrats. Me too. And happier stuff. We'll be in the hospital again sometime in the next 1 to 6 weeks. For baby number 2. Hey, that's amazing. Congratulations. We just had a neighbor on our floor have a baby, and they were back home, and the mom just did not look like she had a baby apparently at all. I haven't seen. I'm trusting my fiance's statement. Statement? What am I, a cop? Freeze. I'm a cop. Interesting to watch the 3 different peeps. I've forgotten who is who. I think I'm on Indy. Looking like a big boy. We were recently told 92nd percentile for size. That is a big boy. That is a really big boy. Oh, good. Man, SHIN has been on point with the Ling micro. As I say, that instantly loses a Zergling. But he has really, really been on top of it in this series. The Adepts of herO are normally world beaters, but this is really the first game, it feels like, where one Adept has killed even anything. Watching a birth made me realize why a lot of females choose Zerg. Oh my god. Wild statement. Wild statement. Very surprised herO didn't shade forward here. I mean, SHIN did not have enough lings to deal with this. He was greeting pretty hard, but he is going to get away with it at least for the first set. And Oracle won't be able to find an exposed mineral line. Good pull right there from SHIN. I feel like herO really missed an opportunity to shade in when there was only 2 lings, but maybe he was assuming a trap. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. herO is not shy about shading. That is for sure. That is for damn sure. That queen being told, hey, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to do whatever you're doing. Ooh, queen's going to actually leave the natural a little bit abandoned. This drone transfer getting caught super hard here. SHIN losing 3, 4 drones, 5 drones, 6 drones, but he gets the Oracle, and that basically erases everything. That's just, I'll kill an Oracle for 6 drones every single day of the week. And twice on Sundays. Little wraparound on these Adepts, but the Lings that were behind did get taken out. SHIN will still be able to kill. I think he kills all the Adepts here, but he doesn't have any Adepts or Lings at home. I don't even know how these Adepts got across. They find good value. Great positioning from Adept. Good drill from drone drill from here, pardon me, SHIN. But this is a really, really bad situation for SHIN. Lot of damage taken there. Lot of damage taken. For a moment, neither player had anything that wasn't an Oracle, a Queen, or a Worker. Well, or an Overlord. I guess there was 1 extra Adept somewhere on the field. Very funny to look at, though. Ooh, herO has just continued to pump Oracles. He's up to 4 Oracle now. And that is going to be a cancel on the 4th base. Before those Adepts, I was liking SHIN's position. After them, not so much. After the cancel on the 4th, I hate it. This is a really bad spot for SHIN. Really unpleasant, really uncomfortable. herO might just dive the Spore in the main. He's got the firepower to do it, but he's just going to find the fringes here and pick off a lot of queens. Oh, man, already killing 2 queens. And he can go over and cancel this 4th base again, no problem. Might elect to save the Adepts in the middle. And we'll do exactly that. Saves all 4 of them. They can cancel the shade and just walk away. SHIN not having a pleasant start to this game, to say the very, very least. And he's got no money for the mutas. Oh my god, the Adepts are everywhere. Well, I said it at the beginning that at some, like, herO's Adepts are world beaters. And they have absolutely taken control of game number 5 here. SHIN is in so much trouble. herO already on 5 gates, going up to 11 gateways. Charge not yet done. +1 not yet done, but they're close. And SHIN does not have enough mutas to take over this game before those gateways come online, before the Zealot numbers get big, and before High Templar can be added in and fused into Archons. Now, this is... Ooh, this is awkward because the mutas pop out on top of the Oracles. No, this is still very good for herO. This is still very good. He gets really advanced warning. He's going to add a 2nd Stargate and a Phoenix. He's already got 1 on the field. SHIN, he is as all-in gets. And I don't think he can possibly do what he needs to. He's going to try and drone out of this. But the problem is those Zealots are just not going to be easy to clean up without taking a lot of damage. And he's already taking so much damage. Oh, just 2 Zealots on the left side. Sneak it in, snipe a drone. Well, they force these units back. Is there a world where SHIN can claw his way back in this game? herO is thinking it's mass muta, but it's not. That may be what allows SHIN maybe to get back into this. A lot of maybes in that sentence, and I really feel them in my, in my soul. Roaches are going to be best option against this army. Oh, but transferring drones into it is not. Thing is that roaches still don't have speed. Actually, banelings might have been the best option with roaches. Good positioning from SHIN, but this is not looking ideal for him in the slightest. Stasis traps. Finding just a couple lings, couple drones. SHIN has no choice but to give up this fifth base. herO is committed still on 3 bases, but, well, SHIN is going to lose every single muta here, most likely. Maybe a couple of them get back to the relative safety of the Hydras. 3 mutas is not... 3 mutas does not feel dangerous. Not in the slightest. Surprised that herO allows SHIN's overload. Okay, there we go. He goes after it in the middle. Yeah, there was an OV right there. Storm on the way. +1 armor was anticipating the mutas as the weapon of choice. And that is obviously not as good as +2 attack. No doubt about it. Oh, losing these oracles would be very, very awkward. herO getting caught there, loses 1. Fortunately, he was moving away quickly. Rogue 4-0 SHIN next up. You think so? I don't know. SHIN had his number the last time they played. Is there enough army here? With Storm done? Oh my god, that's so many zealots on the right side. They will get dealt with, but this 4th base is going to fall. Now, can SHIN get a good enough cleanup? He's got a ton of Roach Hydra. Nothing blows up your supply faster than Roach Hydra, it feels like. A lot of army supply there. How much storm energy is there? Almost none. Can SHIN actually win the game with just a counterpunch? Oh my god, there's actually like... Really, like, if everything just gets balled up, there's no Templar on the field. He's warping in 5 right now. If everything gets balled up, Zealots will be borderline useless. The worst thing... Oh my god, he gets the one High Templar that had energy. There's going to be an energy recharge, no doubt. If SHIN goes right now, all gas, no brakes, there is a chance. Holy crap. The bulky Roach Hydra. Storm energy is not there yet, but it's going to be very, very soon. And it's going to be 4 storms available. Will there be too many dead zealots in the meanwhile, though? Ling's trying to get in on top of the back here. When 1 storm is available, there are 3 more. Oh, that was not a good storm. That one was pretty decent. There's 1 more storm left. SHIN does get hit kind of hard by it. The Phoenixes biding their time very nicely. If he'd rushed in the main fight with them, that would have been not enough. I think SHIN might have won this game, but by saving them to the end when the numbers were dwindled, herO is able to clean up this very, very all-in push, as all-in as it gets, and clutches it out by the skin of his teeth. That actually, especially after that High Templar died in the middle, that actually looked really, really freaking scary for herO. But, well done. Well done. herO holds with the clutch defense. Man, so many people watching on YouTube. 500 viewers watching live. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And now SHIN Rogue? Yeah. Oh. I am trying to use my left hand to do mouse stuff. And it is a challenge. It is a challenge. I'm very glad that there are people that I can observe off of in this one. All right, so we are going to head to a break. We're going to do... What is this? This is losers bracket round of 8 as well. They are looking for a spot. Take it I can't play, though? Absolutely not. Once I get the fiberglass cast, maybe. Maybe. But highly unlikely. 6 weeks is going to be the road to recovery. No cheeky games. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I'm going to need to find... But apparently, once I get the fiber... I tried to lift my arm, but there's a gown in the way. It is underneath this. That hat matches the hospital gown? Yeah, I guess it does underneath. It's a Grogu hat. Hospital hat? That's funny, but no, it's it does look like it though, kind of, you know? What was I going to say? Once I get yeah, the fiberglass cast, I will be able to use a mouse, he said. The doctor. So that's exciting. And that should only be 2 weeks, I think. 1 or 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks, he said. Yeah. That means that I can challenge you and have a shot at winning when you get the cast on? Very likely. Very likely. I'm not going to do... I'm probably not going to play at that point unless I feel like really, really good. I don't want to risk a ruptured tendon. Like, I do not want to... That's so bad. So, of course, I'll play Protoss. But, no, really, I just... That's scary, and I don't want to mess with it. Jokes aside. Man, if they remove Warp Gate from Protoss... It's gonna... We can't make these jokes anymore. Honestly, maybe we should keep Protoss as it is, just so that we are allowed to make these jokes, you know? Just so that they work. Because now, like... Now we can make them later. I don't know. All I gotta say is Protoss, that's the joke. Wawa weewa. Alright. We will be back. It'll be like 10 minutes, I think. And we'll get into the next game of the series. One of these players will be going home. The other one will keep their dreams and hopes alive for the finals in Paris. Could redeem my loose change for 25 1v1. Damn, you got a lot of loose change, my guy. A lot of loose change. All right, we'll be back. Thank you very much, and stick around. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for this best of 7 elimination match. Oh, all right. SHIN and Rogue. Recently these two have played a fair bit. Let me... God, I look rough on the big cam, don't I? You're looking a little rough. Oh, I forgot to update the bracket command. Oh, well. What am I trying to look up here? Aligulac. Find results, search, Rogue. Oh, look at that. Rogue and SHIN. Nice. We've searched these two recently. Okay. So SHIN beat Rogue the last time they played. I mean, it's been back and forth. Rogue has the advantage historically, but, like, it feels like in recent history, it has been, yeah, a very even setup between the two of them. And it is really going to come down to the prep. It is worth noting, Rogue showed a fair bit versus... Rogue showed a fair bit versus Serral earlier. And... yeah, I don't know. Now, knowing Rogue... he is the kind of player that will absolutely misdirect, you know? And he will do so... purposefully. He will play in such a way he will play in such a way that he will, yeah, kind of purposefully set things up to fool you for a later series. All right, sorry, just trying to get an edit into the bracket for the $20,000 Maestros of the game 2. All right. Almost got that ready to go. Copy. It is really quite challenging to do everything like this. But that is all right. There we go. Bracket is finally updated. SHIN is Destruction Incarnate. Exclamation B is now updated. It was not easy, but we managed to do it. Oh, okay. It is starting to... pain is starting to become a little bit stronger. A little bit more so. Tylenol, actually. Yeah, Tylenol. Thank you. All right, here we go. Ice is your friend? I mean, I just had surgery, so I can't really... but I appreciate the recommendation. Actually, when I got ice, Holy crap. It hurt so much when I iced it at the beginning. It hurts so much. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top right. It is SHIN. With an Extractor Trick 15 hatch and his opponent spawning down on the bottom left. It is Rogue in the blue. Oh. Sound gets muted when you use that Mog transition. Oh, that's good to know. That is good to know. Appreciate it. I will try to keep that in mind. All right, let's go. Okay, we'll go Roddy. Actually, we'll go Indy. Indy? Indy. School nurses ice. Nice. Oh, man. I just remembered we have the Tylenol Burt. We have Tylenol Burt for this. No one's been spamming Tylenol Burt. Thank you very much, TBD Forever, for the Prime resub at 6 months. Hope you have a speedy recovery. I'm watching you on YouTube. Hey, thank you, TBD Forever. Appreciate it. Very, very mucho with the Prime Gaming, as it's now called. Shut up and take your damn Tylenol, Bert. Nobody's given 7 games of ZVZ is a bit much. I don't think this goes to Game 7. It could. It absolutely could. But I think one of the players is going to gain a lot of momentum after some trickery. We'll see. We'll see. They're close enough match that Game 7 wouldn't be insane, but I'm not betting on it. Now, this is really interesting. We've got both players playing 2-base. We've got a very quick wall. No scout on Ling speed. No scout on the lack of a layer. And that layer does get thrown down now. This feels to me like Rogue thinks it's going to be Muta. Yeah, that's a fast Carapace. This feels like big Ling energy. Big Ling energy. Could still be Roaches. The thing that's nice about Carapace is it gives you flexibility. You can play Lings. They will outclass unupgraded Lings. You can play Lings, and with Carapace, they will still nullify the +1 missile, which SHIN is now going for. It transitions well into 1-1 Roach. Not as good as 2-0, but still totally fine. And in this case, we'll give him a timing. And if it's Ling versus Ling and your opponent's gone melee, it gives you an answer to that. Yes, the melee is better. It kills buildings faster. It's, generally speaking, is a better option. But 50 minerals, 50 gas for total coverage, I'll take that. That's why I myself really enjoy playing Carapace in general. SHIN does look like he wants to just go for your straight-up run-of-the-mill +1 missile Roach play. But he's going to need to hold his third base against this. There's a lot of Lings being pumped across the map. There is an Overseer that was just sniped. Oh, it was a fake layer meanwhile. Oh, that's so sick. God, I wish I could show you guys that it's fake layer. But there's a fake layer. Rogue is going for an all-in with this. He is going to pump out a bunch of Roach Ravager Ling. SHIN thinks it's Muta. Oh, this is cool. This is a bait, and it may very well be a great bait, mate. Now, what is not great is the supply block at 74 that Rogue just got hit with. Very quickly popping up more. Now, this could still be weird because even if you catch the army with this, the game is not necessarily over. Now, if Rogue gets a good enough fight, it will be. SHIN, is he going to move out? Oh, Rogue. He's going to show the Ravagers. He's going to show the Ravagers. That should let SHIN know we don't go right away. Rogue, though, he's the one all-inning. And now it feels like SHIN is very well set up for this. SHIN would have pushed across the map. He would have gone for the Nidus Worm. Oh, he supply blocked, though. Oh, my God. That's a really bad block. The roach speed is going to be so good here. Corrosive Biles will catch some of the roaches. That kills 3 of them instantly. But the wall is far too good. And I think Rogue is... I don't think there's any chance of this actually working. Remember, the Lings don't have +1 melee, so they're not as good against roaches. They just don't die in 2 shots. It's the Ravagers that are your big damage dealers here. Rogue is on a massive, massive timer. And SHIN, he can just chill. He can just chill. He can wait for that +2 missile. Rogue has to break him. There is no option. There's no playing out of this. This is a requirement. And he should know that SHIN is going for the +2 missile. He should have gotten a look at that Evo, seen it was wiggling, and know that that is the timer for the game to end. Because at that point, you're two-shotting the Lings as well. Rogue will have a very thin timing where that +1 melee completes. He doesn't actually... Why is he not building more roaches? He could have like 7 Ravagers right now. That is a huge mistake, I feel like, from Rogue. The Lings are like, they're going to be good, but the Corrosive Biles need to connect. And 4 Corrosive Biles is not enough. That is a lot of Lings coming in here. Corrosive Biles actually coming in from SHIN. It's a good surround on the right side. It's a decent surround on the left. But I don't think this is going to work out, even with SHIN split up. Now, the thing is, hang on. 1-1 Lings. Oh, maybe? He's killed the 3rd hatch. Maybe? Can Rogue get this done? The +2 missile is the big timer here. SHIN will now be able to two-shot these Lings again. And this fight will be drastically different from the last few fights you've seen. But is the damage already been done? Has the damage already been done? We got +1 missile behind this. Rogue, I think he's actually done it. Wow. Wow. What was I thinking, doubting? Artosis GOAT. Incredible stuff out of Rogue. SHIN will still hold. Rogue's got a layer done now. Problem for SHIN right now is he lost his 3rd. And he is getting outmined. Well, actually not yet, but he will be. Yeah, you can see right there. Good observing from the lads. Showing us that these main bases are getting dry. And that's normally not a problem in ZVZ. But it certainly is in this one. Rogue doesn't have a crazy overwhelming economy. So it's not like he's going to outproduce his opponent massively. Still, it will be 1-1 versus 2-0, which is not that bad for Rogue. The +1 missile, of course, giving 2 damage points versus the +1 carapace only giving 1 armor. The roach speed, of course, completing is a big deal. Rogue, in a perfect world, gets into the main base with a Ling run by. SHIN will get that 3rd base back up and running, but Rogue has now actually taken a big eco lead. Even if the 3rd base is up and running, 9 drones is significant. Like, that's a lot. That's 25% more economy, just about. 20%, 22, something like that. We're going to see SHIN trying to jump on top of Rogue. Rogue was not prepared for this at all. Oh, boy. But there's that Ling run by I was looking for. And this is nasty. SHIN has to go with the main army. Now, the Lings wouldn't have contributed a crazy amount in the fight. This is the best usage of them for sure. SHIN should cancel that +1 carapace. It is not helpful. It is not going to complete. Could have been more units. He will try and blast through this high ground position. The roach counts are very, very close to even, and with the defensive concave, the defensive queens, Rogue will clean this up. By Rogu. Damn, I really did not think that that push was going to work. I think SHIN made a big mistake by letting himself be split up as much as he was. He really, really, really underestimated the power of the 1-1 Lings against his roaches. Honestly, the corrosive, or the... Yeah, the Ravagers were not even the star of that show by a little bit. Rogue correctly realized they didn't need to be. And they didn't want to be honest. Am I basically mouse only? Yes, pretty much. I'm using mouse in the left hand and keyboard in the left hand, but yeah, we're a little cooked. Oh. Megnath was joking about his outfit, but did something happen? Yeah, I wrecked my wrist. Wrist and elbow on the right side. They are cooked. Man, that's a painful game to lose right there for lose. Game 1 of a best of 7, I feel like. I really don't think it gets much worse than that. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top right. It is SHIN. He needs a big bounce back win for sure. And his opponent getting it done. It is Rogue. Shekshi boy Rogue. In the blue. They're both going to open up Extractor Trick 15 Hatch. Huh. Can I ask how the wrist thing happened? No more 200-pound bicep curls for 3 months? Probably not, no. It was a sports injury. Softball injury. I basically went down, without getting into too many details about exactly what happened, I went down super, super hard on my arm. Like, basically like a pendulum. And just absolutely smashed into the ground. And, yeah. Would not recommend. It punched the... So the bone broke. The like, I guess it's my forearm bone. Broke and, like, punched into the cartilage. Or was it my wrist bone? It punched into the cartilage, though. And, yeah. Cartilage damage is semi-permanent. Like, it doesn't heal normally. So it heals with scar tissue, which is bad. And it basically, they had to go in, pull the bone up, and then also pull the cartilage up because it was a depression. And if it's not congruent, like if it's not flat and straight, it's just really, really bad for you. And you're basically guaranteed arthritis later in life. I was going to guess curling, but shame on me for my Canadian stereotyping. I mean, it's a good guess. It's a good guess. Oh, you overspun the curl there, bud. No wonder. Fast Evo in the main base of SHIN. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is going to be a pseudo NA special. This is going to be melee into speed, almost definitely. Surely not Carapace, right? I mean, it could be Carapace. I thought for sure it was going to be melee. Lane speed first. Wait, what? Oh, he is misreading this big time. Oh my god, SHIN is misreading this massively. He's getting a spine? What is happening right now? SHIN is misreading this like crazy. He thinks this is an all-in. Oh no. He lost the Overlord. Right? Did he? Oh my god. Yeah, he lost an Overlord and he thinks he is getting all-in. Please cancel the spine. This is so bad for SHIN. He is so far behind with basically nothing happening except an Overlord being sniped. He's now going to see that there's a third hatch. This is disastrous for SHIN. Absolutely and totally disastrous. He also gets supply blocked. When I said game 1 was the kind of game that you don't want to lose, I really didn't realize it was going to destroy his mental this hard. Holy crap. SHIN needs to all in. He needs to... maybe this is his game plan all along. No, it definitely wasn't. This is a reactive all in that might accidentally win the game. This might accidentally win the game. Now there is a wall. Rogue. Oh my god. He is still mining out minerals. Oh, the queens, the queens, the queens. No! Rogue, why? Oh god, he didn't see this. He needed to reposition until too late. SHIN legitimately accidentally won this game. Massive baneling detonations in the main base. Rogue, what the hell? Rogue, what the hell? That is not supposed to happen that way. Not even a little bit. That was the greatest clown fiesta. No other way to put it. That is not supposed to happen like that. SHIN legitimately just accidentally won the game. Wow. Well, all right then. Reversed mind gamed. Yeah, he got mind gamed into winning the game, actually. That... I mean, it does help that that's like the shortest possible rush distance that they can have. But like, my god, that is not supposed to happen that way. No, I don't have a ruptured tendon. What I'm worried about is the potential of a ruptured tendon. So I have a broken wrist and an impacted... Well, it should be good now, but it was impacted cartilage. Fractured elbow, fractured wrist. Fracture and broken mean the same thing in medical terms. And yeah, I guess an impacted... what do you call it? Rose got that what just happened face after that one. Yeah. I mean, even just putting a drone on hold position in the wall. Can we sign your cast? Fiance was saying we should stop doing dangerous things, play StarCraft. Fiance was saying we should or like for like subs or something. Did you fall from my bike? I did not. I actually don't have a bike. I need to get a bike. The doctor did give me the all clear for using a mouse once I've got the cast on properly. So that's nice. All right. Oh my goodness. Oops. Popped that out accidentally. There we go. That's better. Cool. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left, it is SHIN in the red. Legitimately accidentally winning that game. And spawning up at the top right, accidentally losing it, it is Rogue in the blue. SHIN got so turbo baited there, which I guess ended up baiting Rogue. But like... No, that's I can't say that. I can't say that with a straight face. That was just a huge mistake from Rogue that allowed SHIN to do what he did there. That just sucks. This should be a 2-0 scoreline right now. Because it's going to be 41 drones to 27. Roaches versus Lingbane. Yeah. And the thing is, Rogue can then counterattack on a super short path if he just doesn't die right there. We got a... That's so funny to me. Accidental win. Yeah, like legitimately. Like, and kudos to SHIN for, you know, just being like, oh, I've been completely bamboozled. If I attack now, that's my only chance. Like, I can't macro out of this. Because many players might actually try to macro out of that. And it's not going to be a good time at all. But, like, kudos to SHIN for just being like, yep. My win condition is he screwed up really bad. And he actually did. It's like Whack-A-Mole Connect 4. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. And in that case, Rogue had Connect 4, but he unlocked the bottom thing that lets all the circles out. So they just all dumped on the floor, and then SHIN was like, well, don't mind if I do, I'll just... All right, cool. I'll take it. All right, well, I was saying SHIN needed a reset after game 1, and oh boy, did he ever get it. Oh boy, howdy, did he ever get it. I wonder which one of them is more frustrated, actually, in this particular series right now. Only stupid people use the medicine drug. What are they, dumb? Rogue did go for a bit of a lane flood here. And SHIN, oh, does let the Bane lane go off there. He's not going to lose this hatch, but that is uncomfortable, and that it doesn't feel good. Actually, hang on. How many lanes does he have? Is he going to lose the hatch? No, he's not. And it's not particularly close. But this was not great for SHIN. Actually, no. I would say this was terrible for SHIN. This was straight up awful for him. Rogue is going to see if he can get more out of this. And honestly, with the miscontrol from SHIN initially, I would definitely be putting additional pressure. I think it makes sense. Rogue, though, is continuing to drone up and has gotten himself a huge worker lead. Like, already gigantic. I got confused for a moment, and then I realized that Rogue built like 4 gases all at once. SHIN's still only on 3 gas, just now taking a 4th. Oh, that's pretty nice for SHIN. Gonna find an interception on a couple of roaches that are just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Why are they out in the middle of nowhere like that? Just away from everything else. SHIN building... Okay, SHIN is... Wait, he's getting... Huh. Well, this series is already just all over the place right now. SHIN canceling +1 Carapace, going for melee, adding a Spire, ahead of Rogue. Oh, and there we go. He cancels the +1, or sorry, the Roach speed as well. Rogue is actually in a bad position if this goes Muta. And he shouldn't have been. Oh, a scout on the Spire would be very, very nice for Shin to know how far along your opponent's Spire is. Where is the Spire of Rogue? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's in the main, surely. Surely that's it in the main. Can we... Oh, my God. Okay. Yes, there we go. There's the scout on the Spire. That's what matters most. That is huge. Now, Rogue might know Roach Corruptor is on the menu. That is the most important thing, is scouting that Spire. Oh, Baneling's got... Oh, my God. They got in on top of that base. Rogue needs to find crazy damage right now, and he already got a decent start there. It is going to be Mutiling Bane, and he went back into Roach Speed. Shin is all over the map right now. Corruptors are going to be really, really good since it's not a full send on the Muta. Bane Speed, Roach Speed, he can't afford those. Honestly, he might even need to cancel +1 missile to overwhelm the Corruptors, but he's just not going to be able to. Rogue's got enough Corruptors to be able to deal with this. And usually I feel like the Roach Corruptor is a very delicate balancing act, but it usually feels like it favors the Muta player. Just because the mobility is so big. But Shin, like, not only did he lose some drones at the third, feels like he bamboozled himself. Overlord's dying on both sides, but more Overlords dying for Shin. 3-1. Oh, getting a snipe on a Corruptor that was just kind of in the middle of nowhere. That is really, really nice. The balance of power, it is close. The thing is, because you're investing into Roaches, your opponent's able to build more Muta. That is like... That's just how it works, you know? And oftentimes, you're behind. He does lose a Muta there. That's expensive. The thing is, too, once he gets to low numbers, the Muta regeneration becomes a really big problem. But when it's in high numbers, you can one-shot the Mutas with the Corruptors. And unless the Mutas are able to bully the Corruptors back, which they're not in great enough numbers to do so, it's a really big problem. Now, the +1 flyer attacks will kick in first, but I don't think that's enough to make up for the numbers disadvantage that... Well, it's weird to say numbers disadvantage when there's more Mutas on the field than Corruptors, but you need you need more than just 6 more. You need a lot of Mutas. I don't think this is enough. I think if Shin tries to take a fight right now, it's a disaster. Unless, of course, Rogue is not paying attention. Yeah, look at that. Instantly targets down a Muta. Kills it immediately. +1 flyer carapace is going to complete soon. So maybe Shin felt like he needed to go. Rogue is just... He's going to be able to stand his ground, though. God, the Mutas are getting kind of wrecked. 12 Mutas to 9. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, but that's the best fight he could have taken. I love the mass spine here. Really think that's a good idea. Transfuse going to keep one of those spines alive. Honestly, this didn't go terribly for Shin. Ooh, Spore Crawler contributing a lot of DPS there. Might have killed the Muta. Not sure. Ling's getting into the main base. They do have their +1 melee. And they're going to be able to fight these Roaches down. I would have really loved a tighter wall at the natural from Rogue, just so that he could have plugged it with a Roach or a Queen or whatever. I mean, I'd still like that. I still think that's a good choice. Really well-positioned spine at the 4th. Hive is done. Rogue is not getting a Hydra Den, though. Like, what's the point? Oh, he wants Parasitic Bomb. Oh, he wants Parasitic Bomb. Okay, yep, that's great. I was like, what are we getting? What's the point of getting the Hive? Well, Vipers. Your opponent's hard committing to ground. Vipers. Hard committing to ground, or sorry, hard committing to Mutas. Yeah. Vipers will absolutely destroy. Even there, with relatively overwhelming numbers, Rogue's still able to take a good trade. It's continuing the battle report the whole way. And look at, like, the Corruptors just look so much healthier than the Mutas, too. Like, Corruptors are insanely tanky. They've got +2 armor inherently. You need so many more mutas to beat the roaches, or to beat the Corruptors. And where the Corruptors are most vulnerable is in the smaller numbers. In the smaller numbers, when they're getting picked off, stragglers, when they're all balled up, unless the mutas are up by, like, I don't know, maybe like 30 mutas to 20 Corruptors, and even then, that feels like it's on the edge of what's acceptable. Rogue kind of blasted SHIN right there. I gotta be honest, it feels like this should be a 3-0 series lead right now. The mutas one out, but only if they can actually harass. That is part of it, Urek. But also, it comes down significantly to what the count. Oh, yeah, I got to be more mindful of it. It really only comes down to what the count is. Sorry. Arm. Like, I feel like you want the momentum as the muta player. You definitely want to be up a base, for sure. That is without question. I feel like Verdant Temple feels like a very, very bad map to try and go specifically muta versus the Corruptor. Like, the Corruptors feel like they have the edge there. All right, here we go. Numero 4. Spawning down in the bottom left, it is SHIN. In the red. And his opponent spawning up at the top right, it is Rogue. In the blue. Oh. Yeah, this feels like 2-1 right now does not... Oh, sorry, it's 2-1 for Rogue. I have that backwards. Feels like 2-1 does not reflect properly how much Rogue has been dominating. It feels like this... This feels like it's 3-1 or 3-0. Like, it legitimately does not feel like SHIN... It feels like he hasn't won a game yet this series. I guess that's... It's super weird to say that because the scoreline obviously shows that he has. But... Yeah, I don't know. To me, this just feels like Rogue has kind of been all over this one. Get in. Oh, no. That's too bad. Well, Roddy's, of course, free to use my stream, for sure. For sure, for sure. Huh. I was today years old when I realized that the hatchery says birthing instead of making or creating or building. Birthing queen. Wow. Okay. Rogue going very quick layer. Holy crap, a quick layer. That is really fast. Bum, bum, bum. Now we are going to be seeing SHIN going for Ling speed. He is going to seemingly let this complete. And roach one of his own. Rogue. He knows that if he takes this game, this series becomes very, very, very difficult for SHIN. Now, Rogue just got like pretty unpleasantly supply blocked there at 44. That is not ideal for him. Whenever you let Ling speed complete, I feel like you always kind of have to go for a couple of Lings just to make it even remotely worth it that you made them. Rogue. He is going to be going with this +1 missile roach speed, it looks like. Might it be a Nidus? We did just see a lot of money get spent. Hello? No? Okay. Oh, Rogue, once again, a little bit supply blocked here at 68. Very awkward. Oh, SHIN in the main base. Did get a little scooteroo, little scouteroo. Ooh, cancel on the third. That's nice. That's very nice for SHIN. He did manage to get up to 50 drones. Rogue is pumping nothing but roaches. SHIN just now firing up his upgrades. I don't know that he can afford those right now. I gotta be honest. He's building more drones. Is he just gonna die to the most straightforward roach push? +1 missile's not done yet, so these Lings will get good trades, actually. Better than you're supposed to be able to get. Transfuse will save these two roaches for the moment. But on the other side, here comes the push. It is here. SHIN, did he get a little bit too greedy here? It feels like he might have. There's the drone pull. Carapace is on the way from Rogue. SHIN is adding Lings. They're not going to help very much. Maybe he felt like he doesn't have enough gas, but he's got a bit of gas. Was he supply blocked? Oh, bad positioning there from Rogue. He's still up an army supply, though, in a big way. Like, significantly up. But he's waiting for another round of reinforcements, as he should. A little bit of multitasking coming in, thanks to the speed of the roaches being able to outmaneuver. But it does mean that his opponent's roaches get on top of him in the middle. Rogue has now evened up the worker count. He's up 6 roaches as well. But that is the ebb and flow of ZVZ. I do still prefer Rogue's position here. Yeah, I do still prefer Rogue's position. It might sound weird to say this. It's been super, super messy, but the timing of the upgrades... The thing is, though, this is a relatively very short rush distance of a map, and SHIN is building nothing but units. And he's going to have a nice +1 missile timing. Rogue, though, will have Carapace done. He may need to cancel his +2 missile. He definitely cannot afford to go Mutas. Oh, no. That is definitely not what Rogue wants to be doing here. That is very expensive, honestly. Even though it's been cut in terms of cost. Oh, God, and a supply block at 106. Both players are kind of, yeah, all over the place right now. Here comes the push from SHIN. Rogue, greedy AF here. This has been an all-over-the-place clown fiesta of a best of 7. And it looks like SHIN has caught Rogue greeding. Oh my goodness, Rogue. He had this game in the palm of his hand, but he didn't realize SHIN was just going for it. You gotta keep scouting. It's CBZ, man. You gotta keep scouting. You gotta figure it out. Can he hold anyways, though? He's gonna pull the drones. I mean, probably, actually, yeah. The Carapace, the defender's advantage. Okay. Okay, Rogue. Well, maybe you don't need to keep scouting. Maybe you just need to have perfect mechanics, and that is going to be enough. Wow-wa-wee-wa. All right. I really felt like Rogue had gone a little bit too far there. Was there a Spire completed? Yeah, he finished the Spire. Wow, he finished the Spire. He didn't cancel +2 missile. He droned up really hard, and he still held on a relatively short rush distance map. Kudos to Rogue there. And he is now just one map from advancing into the top 6 of Maestros the Game 2. Damn, I really did not expect that. Not with how things were looking there. Rogue is built different? He sure is. He sure as heck is. Built diff. All right, this may very well be the final game of the series. Why Rogue only played aggressive versus Serral? Maybe a misdirect. Maybe... I mean, honestly, there's so many reasons for why you would or wouldn't play aggressively. He has played aggressively versus SHIN a little bit, at least. By the way, if you guys are enjoying watching on YouTube, would love it if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps a lot. No more SHIN. It's time to unleash the Ragnarok. He has to. This is... Oh, this is a really big deficit to climb his way. All right, here we go. Spawning up in the top left, it is SHIN. In the red. And his opponent, it is Rogue. In the blue. I mean... Yeah, this is a tale of things going wrong. What more is there to say? This is just... This has been really rough for SHIN here. It might be weird to say because it ended up with him losing the game. But I feel like the best play from him so far in this series has actually been the attack in Game 4. Like, he did end up losing the game. But that one felt like that was the closest to him winning a game without a big misstep from his opponent. And you could argue that Rogue, if he had lost that game, it would have been due to overdroning. But, like, Game 1, he was in a really good position. And then he got caught with his army not balled up enough. Ended up losing that one from a very good position. Game 2? What happened in Game 2? Game 2, he got massively bamboozled. And then Rogue had a hole in his mineral wall on the left side and accidentally died. While up 14 workers against a Ling Bane all-in that was just an, oops, I made Ling Bane. Well, guess I have to go kill you now. I mean, maybe it was a wall and he morphed the Banes in behind it. You know, that was always the game plan. But that feels like a really bad game plan against a player that can just... that is sitting behind a fully completed wall and can just plug the gap in the other wall with a single roach and win. Sometimes you got to play like a bit of an ape, though. And ZVZ is the matchup where you need to do it the most, I would say. And then Game 3, I feel like he just never got enough mutas to kind of start the snowball. Rogue played Game 3. I mean, Rogue's played really, really well this series throughout. It's not that SHIN hasn't played well. It just feels like Rogue's played just a little better. Actually, Rogue out-microed the SHIN in the early game big time. Like, very, very favored trades. And then Game 4, it feels like that was probably the best play that SHIN had. SHIN or Ragnarok? Same player. Same player. Used to be Ragnarok, now known as SHIN. Changed his name on the NA server back to Ragnarok just for old time's sake. And can't change it back until the beginning of the next season. Oh. Welcome, Splitterus. You know what I like better, guys? I know what you guys like better. I mean, I like Ragnarok personally. I think it's cooler. But there's no denying that since changing his name to SHIN, his results like massively improved. I think that's more so just that he, you know, started figuring things out a lot more. But sometimes it's as simple as a name change that can kind of give you a feeling of newness. Rogue, by the way, getting just 2 drones ahead. And they both do very similar things with the quick Roach Warren. SHIN, though, does add the second gas faster. Sorry, no, Rogue adds the second gas faster. Wow. Oh, my God, I'm all over the place. Good scout right there. Sees a lack of a layer. Who is this? This is Rogue that we're or this is Rotterdam that we're following, right? So both players getting scouted with a lack of a layer. Now, this is so funny because the mind game behind this can be such that it's like, okay, now we go layer behind this, right? My opponent saw no layer, so now we build the layer. But you're then like, okay, well, they're thinking I'm going to do that, so this is where I actually just build a crap ton of roaches and just go for it. And Rogue is absolutely gearing up to do that. He has got a lot of money in the bank, though. Holy crap, he's floating so much. Finally spend some of it. I think he was a little bit supply block. Getting a third gas at the third base. I think he's hoping SHIN scouts this. And just the third gas. Oh, attempts to snipe each other's banelings. Both, no, actually not both unsuccessful. SHIN unsuccessful, Rogue successful. It's a small skirmish, so it's not the biggest of deals. Roddy showing us that Roach speed is able to start up, +1 missile as well. Rogue is just going for it. He is just going to hammer the gas to the floor. SHIN has not been able to scout in a hot minute, so he doesn't know about the roach count. Where are the roaches? There are hidden roaches somewhere. 18 roaches on the field. SHIN going up to 5 gases. Rogue went up to 50 drones. What it... Huh. I feel like Roddy might be messing with us a little bit. Or he's jumping to another observer as well. Is he not like me following his camera? Oh, we're checking SHIN's vision. Oh, okay. We're checking SHIN's vision. +1 missile is going to be finished. This feels like... Rogue gave so much time for SHIN to get what he needs to deal with this. +1 missile and roach speed are going to complete. This is the most brutal anti-timing. SHIN is now as well prepared for this as you could possibly be. He's going to be able to dodge Biles super easily with the roach speed. Pulls back a little bit more than he needed to there, but this should be a very comfortable defense for SHIN. Rogue should have no chance breaking through on this. Absolutely none whatsoever. And surprise, surprise, he won't. And behind this, he's completely dead. Like, no tech, no nothing. SHIN will put one more on the board and will stay alive. Well done by SHIN. That feels to me like he was really hoping that SHIN was going straight Muta. And if he had been, that probably works. That probably... I mean, it's game over, actually, I think. I don't think there's any chance you hold that if you're trying to go fast Muta. But that's why you don't go fast Muta every game. That's why... One of the many reasons, actually, why you just can't. Good job from SHIN there. Good hold. And now, all of a sudden, he's got a little bit of momentum. It's not over yet. Really missed you, Steadfast, because I generally watch a YouTube VOD later in the day. Well, I will. I am planning to go back and cover the other games. I still need to cover Group D of the group stage and Group Day 1 of the playoffs. But obviously, Day 1 of the playoffs, I was in surgery, so that was not an option. Well, I said I didn't think it would go to Game 7, but we're pretty close. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top left, it is SHIN. The great defense there. But, I mean, he kind of didn't need to do anything super special. He just went, and chilled. Spawning down on the bottom right. It's a 14 pool. Trying to close this series out. It is Rogue in the blue. Knights or Canes? I feel like it'd be cool if the Hurricanes won. I feel like they've been the bridesmaids and never the brides for a while. That analogy, I'm sure they'd love that. Being hockey players and all that. All right. Well, this is something that can definitely be uncomfortable to play against. The quick sixlings. You can absolutely catch an opponent off guard. Rogue plays this often. I mean, this is how he started the series versus Serral, and he won that game. Now trying to close the day out with a... Not the same opener. He opened 13 pool, I believe, in a game against Serral. Oh, the Overlord spots this. That's big. Huge stuff. Huge stuff. Good spot from Roddy there, seeing that too. Rogue does have a gas on the way behind this. Sixling start up here for SHIN. Fortunately for him, he did not send any drones to the natural. And a spawning pool at the ramp. Oh, he does get one of his lings pinned. That's actually quite awkward. Ooh, loses a drone as well. But it does mean that the lings get the advantage in the fight. And SHIN should be able to clean this up. I think you're okay with this. I don't think you're necessarily happy about it. I think you're okay with this. Now, he could cancel ling speed. Nope, not gonna. Okay. What is it gonna be behind this? He kept mining gas. Like, pretty much completely. So he's up to 140 gas. Rogue, meanwhile, gonna start up a layer here. SHIN with a larva surplus for a moment there. Oh, SHIN adding a baneling nest. Okay, and a layer. Really? I wonder if he's anticipating a big ling flood from Rogue and doesn't want to build a crap ton of his own lings. Rogue did play ling flood versus Serral and trapped Serral in that first game. As Serral broke through Rogue's wall, Rogue, like, pounced on him with a bunch of lings and actually trapped in, like, 20 or 30 of Serral's lings. And from that point on, the game was kind of, you know, just... out of control for Serral. And that was the one game that he did lose. Thank you very much, Xerxes, for the Prime resub at 16 months. Number one thing to remember about any kind of rehab, any kind of broken bone is your rehab equals your healing and future endeavors of the body part. Yes. I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into making sure that the rehab goes as well as possible. Okay, SHIN's going to be playing Muta behind this. Very weird to get the baneling nest so early. Rogue is going for +1 missile and roach speed. I think he needs an Nidus Worm. I think he needs a Nidus Worm in order for this to be effective. I think if he doesn't, it's going to be a difficult time getting across the map before the mutas are actually out. It's a pretty long map, so queens can't just walk across it. He doesn't have a lot of queens either. It's just 3 queens. Overseer is going to look to scout this spire. And I mean, it's going to be kind of close. He's got to be moving out right now, though. There is the scout. He's going to see the spire, but he sees it completing. Yeah, there's the move out. Okay, 7 mutas on the way. No +1 missile, which means the Lings can actually fight this for the moment. And it's going to complete in a moment. I still think I like this for SHIN here. The mutas are going to be out very, very, very soon. Infestation pit started up here. Lings do not want to fight the roaches straight up. Not yet. But as the mutas pop out, the roaches will be forced to engage, and they're gonna try and go after this hatch. Now the Lings fight. The roaches have to turn on them. They can't just let the Lings get free DPS. But that actually might give an opportunity for Rogue to get enough damage here. He is gonna kill this third base. That's not in question. How many units can get chased down is the question behind this. Tunneling Claws and burrow. All right. He did let the infestation pit complete, which is really interesting, honestly. Is it worth it to just kill the third? Since he has his own third, it's not the worst, but his drone count is not amazing. Oh, little oopsie drone. Added to the roach hotkey, or added to the muta hotkey. SHIN. Oh, he's taking a gold. No, not added to the muta hotkey. Not at all. Okay. I mean, he lost so many roaches with that, right? But he did kill a lot of Lings. Like, he took a toll. But now the mutas get to bully. And it's a big map. Like, I would say it's really map dependent, honestly. Infestors, they can be pretty good. Now, there are very few actual roaches on the field. Only 9 roaches. I kind of like the idea of just a very small number of roaches going straight up to the infestors and then going infestor queen spore to defend the mutas. The thing is, that might still not be enough. Tunneling Claws roaches cross in the middle of the map. I'm quite sure that's what I see. There they go. But the Overseers are out just in time. Holy, just in time. Overlord speed going to be very helpful against this. Because, yeah, you can split the roaches into, well, into groups of 1 once they get past the defenses. But unfortunately, SHIN actually missed the 4th roach that went into the main. It's actually right next to the spire. That will pop up at some point, no doubt about it, and will become a problem. Obviously, burrow is going to be good for the infestors. I don't think Rogue realized SHIN took this gold base. This could be a huge, huge deal. We do have an infestation pit coming up for SHIN. That would actually be 2 games that SHIN won on this map. Oh, there's the Tunneling Claws roaches being spotted. Nice little splitty from Rogue. SHIN is going to try and hunt these down. You can see he's got the 1 Overseer on patrol, but it's actually... I'm curious about SHIN's hotkeys here. Huh. Bane speed is the setup behind this. Oh my god, you got to be so careful against those infestors. Once the Zerg gets up to 3 bases, the defensive Zerg, you can get some of that late game tech that really juices you up. Oh my god, gotta be so careful. Infestor only fungling the Overseer and a Muta. That is obviously not going to get the job done. There's the scout coming in on the top right. Changeling just dropped to spot that top right base. There is a changeling at the base. Rogue sees it. But can he do anything about it? Not at the moment. Lurker Den. Hive coming in. Microbial Shroud does beat Lurkers, though. Microbial Shroud Ultra. SHIN is on his way towards that. There's actually a lot of roaches here. Oh, 10 drones at the third. That was a Bane run by. It even killed some Hydras and Queens. 28 Banes. Oh, that's a lot of Banes. But look at the eco. Look at the income advantage. It is gigantic. SHIN's got to be very careful. It's scary when you don't know where your opponent's infestors are. Those mutas can get caught and they can get wrecked. Do we have +2 flyer attacks? No, just +1. Getting +1 Carapace feels weird to me out of SHIN. I think just going straight ultras is far better. Or +2 melee even. Oh, he's getting 2-1. I mean, he's rich. He is so rich. Rogue is very, very, very poor. Rogue does not seem like he is, he's going into Vipers. But I don't know that he can do this without them, is the thing. Meanwhile, we've got Vipers coming in from SHIN. Oh, that's a big set of bungles. Oh, boy, this might be what Rogue needs to push across the map. That's a lot of dead mutas there. Huge catch. Well, that's only 8 mutas. That's still pretty nice. That's still really nice. Meanwhile, Ling counterattack coming in here. Queen's going to get surrounded. It's only +1 melee against 2-1 Queens with a lot of transfuse, but it is an overwhelming number of Lings. And that will be a kill on the third base. SHIN just threw away so much supply, though. He is saving so much money for the Ultras. 10 Ultras in production. Chitinous plating starts up. But I don't think he's got the time for these. They're going to pop out like a wrecking ball, though. +2 melee will be denied almost 100%. Yeah, there it goes. Chitinous plating is actually not going to be the biggest of deals. Oh, that's a really good defense on the other side of the map. Infestors obviously can't be valid. Like, they don't help with fungal growth. Like, they do almost nothing. Look at the Ultras popping out on top of everything. Fungaling Ultras is so useless. It doesn't slow them down. It barely hurts them. It's better than nothing, but even just turning around to do it isn't going to be very helpful, and GG will get called. 10 Ultras in your face, baby. The way they popped out right on top of the army. Just... And we are going to Game 7. Wowee zowie. Wowee zowie. Oh. Boss spawn. Yeah. What a SHIN-credible comeback. It sure is. All right, minute and a half of ads as we get into Game 7. Ultras living up to their name. They sure are. Tourmaline. Final game of the day. ARM has behaved pretty well. Unexpected. That was fun. Oh, that was such a cool moment. Just like 9 Ultras popping out on top of the army. Like, instantly. Super, super freaking cool. That's the thing. Against Roach Hydra like that, you don't even need... You don't even need the upgrades for the Ultras. The Ultras will actually just eat everything alive. Like, people talk about Terran having trouble with the first time Ultras pop. Zerg also has a lot of trouble with the first Ultra pop. Like, they are strong, strong units if you don't have either your own Ultras or Lurkers. That's pretty much it. It was actually useful that Rogue got so deep. So the Ultras were literally on top of them. Yeah, exactly. But I think in those numbers, I think the Ultras are always going to destroy that army. Like, it's just... There's nothing that kills Ultras in the Zerg arsenal super fast that isn't lurkers. All right, here we go. Game number 7. It all comes down to this. Winner moves on. Loser is... And here we go. Spawning up at the top right, it is SHIN. Clawing his way back from that 3-1 deficit and from what I honestly thought was just a brutal situation in the tournament, in the series. Like, it really just felt like Rogue was completely all over him. And spawning down on the bottom left, he can't be feeling great about this. Being up 3-1 in the series, if he goes on to lose this, he is going to be thinking about that game on Exarch for a very long time. Can he clutch it out? It is Rogue. Yeah, the funny thing about that is that the massive commitment in with all of the... Hold on, do I have some weird audio stuff? Am I doubling up? Okay, we're going to mute that. The interesting thing is that basically everyone... Kind of lost my train of thought there. Blip, blip, bloop, blip. Yeah, it kind of caused Rogue to commit, like, super, super hard to the counterattack. I mean, he needed to. He had to. There was no choice in the matter. But it did make for that very cool moment where everyone just kind of, all the Ultras just popped right out on top of the Roach Hydra. It is cool to see the Ultras just be this mammoth unit that just destroys everything in their path. That's the power fantasy, you know? Oh, Rogue going to be dropping a third hatch here at the front. SHIN, no sign of what he's done yet. Going up to a lot of money. No Ling speed just yet from SHIN. I mean, this is a short rush distance map. Rogue could just roll the dice, say, I don't think you're going to be ready for a big Roach Ling push. I think you're going to misjudge this. And I think I can kill you with it. I don't think that's necessarily what we're going to see. But we absolutely could. Very fast +1 missile out of Rogue, or out of SHIN. Okay. Oh, Evo chamber in the back here from Rogue. I think that's in the natural. I think it's behind the mineral line. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. Oh, God. We do see a layer starting up from Rogue. SHIN, meanwhile, is going to move out with a drone to the third. Oh, that Ling will get denied on the scout. Good job. Rogue will not let it through. Interestingly, Rogue is building like a very small number of Lings, relatively speaking. It's only going to be 12 Lings. This is like a fake Ling flood. But could it find a cancel on the third? I don't think so. Even with just a few Roaches for SHIN. The thing is, there is a chance it still could, as SHIN maybe thinks this is a much bigger commitment. This is a bluff, actually, from Rogue. But SHIN's not buying it. SHIN's not falling for it. He is going to be able to defend. Well, he's able to get the units over. I don't know if he actually does defend. Ah, no, he doesn't. Wow, okay. Wow, that is really nice to be able to get a cancel with so few units. Both players are going roaches here. SHIN did get supply blocked. Oh, God. What a time to get supply blocked. 6 overlords at once. That is as his +1 missile and roach speed are completing. Ay, ay, ay. Despair right there. SHIN goes straight into +2 missile. I don't know if this was always the game plan, but you can't really commit to an attack when your timing revolves around, or the timing you're aiming for, you get massively supply blocked at that moment. Now, he is going to continue to build units, but Rogue is droned up to a very nice number while getting a 4th gas. Only 7 drones more than his opponent. Meanwhile, +1 missile and roach speed will complete here for Rogue. He's, of course, got the added bonus of additional larva off of that 3rd hatch. But, I mean, at this point, larva's not really that big of an issue. Roaches are obviously not very larva intensive. Rogue, he droned first out of this as well. But he's got to be careful about over-droning. SHIN only adds a couple additional drones here. As long as Rogue doesn't go much higher than the drones he's added now, I still feel like this is his game in hand. Oh, that's a huge scout from Rogue. He sees the worker count at the 3rd. Inexplicably starts a Spire. But to be fair, he did hold the big counterattack on Verdant Temple while going for a Spire. I think this is just an insurance policy. As long as you don't build the mutas, you just kind of have it as a, like, okay, if you don't go for an attack, if you do drone up, I win. And that's what the Spire's for. But if you do attack, I just don't build the mutas. Rogue does not want to be moving out here. We do see a Contaminate. Oh, a clutch Contaminate on the +2 missile. It just expired, but it was there. Big, 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 big Contaminate. Now, it's not actually going to prevent the +2 missile timing, but it is certainly going to slow it down. Now, there's a lot of roaches on the field. There is a lot of roaches on the field. But is there enough? This is a really nice timing. +2 missile, it's a big deal, but so is the concave, and there's a good defensive setup from Rogue. Can he hold on here? Crucibles push the units back. SHIN knows it's all or nothing now. Down 12 drones. Does he have the units he needs to break through? He might. Dodging the Crucibles very well. This is it here. Rogue, though, defender's advantage helping a ton, and he has got just enough, it looks like, to hold on initially. SHIN, though, adding more reinforcements. Slowlings, the Tefl Zerglings. They're not going to be enough, though. It is going to be a hold for Rogue. SHIN got it close. We've got the Spire done. He doesn't need those mutas. He's going to have a 2-1 upgrade timing of his own. He's got 12 worker lead. There's barely any drones at the 3rd base. Rogue even looking like he wants to take a 4th base right now. He doesn't need to. He can just hammer the gas to the floor. SHIN's going to try and jump these roaches as the Ravagers are trying to morph in. That's a little awkward for Rogue. Actually, it's a really bad fight for Rogue. Oh my god, it's a really bad fight. Does SHIN have a chance now? Did Rogue just get too cocky and morph Ravagers in the wrong position? Oh my goodness, that little skirmish. Look at the difference right there. SHIN killing so many more roaches than his opponent. Is there actually a timing now? He gets another couple of morphing Ravagers. Oh, no, it's not going to matter. GG. Rogue can let out a sigh of relief as he doesn't make a game-losing mistake from a 1 position. Scary. Scary for a moment there. That series was a roller coaster. It really, truly was. Right down to the very end. GG's, thanks for casting. Take it easy. Oh, I intend to. I intend to chill turbo chill there. That one really did come down to the wire, and for just a moment, it looked like Rogue might have actually made a tragic game losing mistake, series losing mistake with the Ravager morph where it was, but he was too far ahead in economy. He had gotten too far ahead from the initial defense, and he will take it down without any further trouble. Should have droned out of that gimme by Rogue. Honestly, if he does drone there, maybe. There might actually be a chance if he drones out. The thing is, he needs to basically see the Ravagers morphing and say, I'm going to win this fight hard. And then also, like, instantly be like, I can drone back into this game. That needs to be what happens. It's really, really tough to kind of recognize the right call. But that would have been, in hindsight, the right call. All right. Oh, I am going to rest up because there's no way we can. Yeah, we're just gonna rest. We'll just leave it at that. You know what happened. You know where we are. All right, let's raid up. We'll raid up a laser. He's doing a little bit of SC Evo. Hope the healing is going well, bro. It's going not too bad. I mean, I just had the surgery yesterday, but I'm not feeling terrible. If I was feeling really bad, I would not be able to stream, obviously. But I'm definitely going to take it easy for the rest of the day. Fiance fast saying, yeah. Making sure that I do. I will be back for day 3 of the playoffs tomorrow, as long as nothing goes wrong. This was a pretty straightforward day. It's a little tender still. But yeah. As long as I'm not feeling, like, totally terrible, I think I should be able to keep this up. Need a steadfast and hospital gown emote. I like that. That's a good idea. That's funny. All right, let's raid up. Elevate above your heart, and the pain will be so much better. Yeah, that's what the doctor was saying. Not for pain, but just for making sure that stuff doesn't drain. Serral climb tomorrow or herO climb, do you think? That is a good question. I'm just really excited. All of the games tomorrow are going to be bangers. Absolute bangers. Classic Maru, Serral herO, and then the loser of Classic Maru, I believe, will go up against Rogue. So that's going to be amazing regardless. And then the loser of Serral herO is going to go up against Clem, which is also going to be amazing. Clem would rather take Serral? 100%. 100%. He definitely will not want to go up against herO, but he did have that 4-0 that he won the other day in RSL. Regardless, it's tough because you're either preparing for a Zerg or a Protoss. You don't get to... Serral and herO are wildly different players. Wildly different. But you also know that they have to prepare for someone that's not a Terran. So it's really interesting. Steadfast name is Dave? Yeah. Hey, welcome, Krabuki. Watching on YouTube. All right, let's raid a laser. I'm a little sweaty, so I do want to just chill. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for the 5 gifted from James. Appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. Bye-bye. We're going to chill. We're going to take it easy. Appreciate you hanging out, stopping in.